691-969 is our phone number. I mean, obviously we were talking about it yesterday, but my God, we were looking at some of the visuals yesterday of what we thought. I mean, I guess, I don't know if I thought that or not. I presumed, I should say, would hopefully be the worst of the California, Los Angeles fires. Because they said yesterday that the reason that it got so bad and picked up so quickly was because of how bad the windstorms were in California. And that all the wind would be dying down by, I guess, yesterday morning, around like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. But, I mean, not only are these fires spreading, new fires popping up, the Hollywood Hills got hit yesterday, everything. And as disturbing as the visuals are, when you look at the amount of damage being done and the amount of property being hit, so 340,000 people without power, 28,000 acres, 5 dead as of now, and how many thousands of people have been evacuated? It's like
hundreds.
Yeah. Well, more than hundreds. I would say hundreds of thousands.
Well, yeah, no, you said how many thousands?
Oh, okay.
So is it hundreds?
I mean, at least 100 people have been evacuated. Yeah.
It just keeps growing.
Yeah, it's getting to the point where wherever you are in the city, it's just get out of there with whatever is truly, truly important and go. It's apocalyptic. And I can't help but think about, this is not once we get control of the fire, everything will be okay. Somehow, and it's getting more and more difficult as this thing keeps growing, they have to figure out how to control the fire and put it out completely. But then, once the fires are out, all that damage is done. All that property is gone. All those houses are gone. All those businesses, there's schools, everything is gone. Everything has to be rebuilt. It's crazy. There are people who have been living in their houses for decades, all these celebrities. I saw and I can't, just the mental gymnastics you would have to do to process it. I saw Adrian Brody on Sunday had this amazing night. He wins this Golden Globe. He said in his Golden Globe winning speech, I really didn't know if I was going to get up here again. He didn't know because he was when he did The Pianist, everybody loved him. Then his career kind of fell off a little bit. Now he's back because he's doing The Brutalist. And then 3 days later, his house is gone. Him and so many other people, their houses are just evaporated. I was people have stories about, luckily most people, the vast majority of people are getting out. They are safe. Their families are safe. But people that have been collecting stuff, I think about that as somebody who has just shit that I've been accumulating for years and years and years. Just in an instant, it's gone. It makes me want to sell everything. People go, oh, well, if you have insurance, yeah. Wow. We're looking at this photo of, blocks and blocks, entire neighborhoods just completely flattened, gone. Wow. Let's go to Chris in Boston. What's up, Chris?
I had a theory on how the fire started.
Really?
I think the Stonecutters started them to get Steve Guttenberg back on television.
Wow. They did. The prophecy was that they would once again make Steve Guttenberg a star. Wow, that's actually something worth looking into. Thank you, Chris. That's a good secret societies like the Stonecutters need to be analyzed in situations like this. Yeah, I saw, it's one thing to say that the conspiracy theories are popping up. I saw Henry Winkler, literally the nicest person in the world. Forget about Los Angeles. In the world, we've never had anybody in this studio nicer, more polite, with more of a positive disposition. And people say nice. There's a lot of fake nice, especially in Hollywood. I mean, somebody who has clearly done the work. I remember earlier this week we were talking about nobody wakes up in the morning thinking this. Every morning I wake up thinking that. Every morning I wake up thinking this. Clearly, this is a person who has found, after a difficult childhood, to just be in a place of gratitude all the time. And we've had him in multiple times, and it's unflappable. This is just who the guy is. And Henry Winkler tweets out, "There is an arsonist here in L.A. May you be beaten, you unrecognizable." I think he meant till you're unrecognizable, but he's very upset. The pain you have caused. Which it's like, to see Henry Winkler, because as of now, without making it a negative, like, arsonist would be a conspiracy theory, obviously. Nobody is saying.
Right, I was going to say, I haven't read.
Nobody is saying this is what's going on.
There's multiple fires.
But that's why there are people who think that there's more to it, that because there are multiple fires, there's a person or people. But I was surprised to see Steve Guttenberg. I mean, not Steve Guttenberg, Henry Winkler be the one to put that forward. Steve Guttenberg is still busy moving everybody's cars and stuff like that.
He doesn't have time to even think about conspiracy theories right now.
No, he's concerned with fixing what's going on right now. But it really is, I mean, it's insane. And, you know, that you go to these politicians and it's like, I mean, once this thing has started, what are you going to do? Like, you go to the politicians to go, how are we going to get out of this? But all they can do is go, yeah, I mean, we can't control it. It's done. They really are saying that everything is, that the fire hydrants are dry, they've run out of water to fix things. And, I mean,
save fish.
Well, Trump said he thinks it was to save a little fish. A little fish. Which it's like, can you imagine being the governor of California? And you're like, fuck, like, this is bad. Like, what am I going to do here? Let me get my mind off things and turn on the TV. And Trump is on there. And he's, not only is he blaming you, but he's saying that because you wanted to save a little fish. This is, I mean, the fact that
we're back. Baby.
Are you just thinking about it, Mike? Like, because I hear the laughs are like, it dies down, then it picks back up again. Because the scenario, it's like,
it's almost out of what the movie would be if we were doing this.
Like, I didn't have enough to deal with. Now I got to deal with the president-elect saying that it's happening because I was trying to save a little fish.
I love it. You got to give him a cute little nickname too.
Newscomb?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen. I mean. And again, this is not the same press conference that we played yesterday. We have forgotten. We're back. He's not even the president yet. And he's already decided he's going to address the press every day. And there are going to be people to insult. And that's the way it's going to be. Here is Trump explaining why Newsom was ill-prepared and, is at fault.
Pandemic, you often said that you didn't believe that you should bail out blue states, that you believe were being mismanaged. Given your criticism of Governor Gavin Newsom, are you willing to work with him, and do you believe that federal aid should be provided to California for as long as it takes?
Well, it's very sad because I've been trying to get Gavin Newsom to allow water to come. You'd have tremendous water up there. They send it out to the Pacific because they're trying to protect a tiny little fish, which is in other areas, by the way, called a smelt. And for the sake of a smelt, they have no water. They had no water in the fire hydrants today in Los Angeles. It was a terrible thing. And we're going to get that done. It's going to finally be done. I got it done from the federal
when he
side.
realized that, he said that he was like, what was the fish? And somebody said smelt. And he went, smelt? He knew that if you say, like, of all things to be trying to save, of all things to name the fish, smelt? How big is the fish, by the way? Oh, very small. Like, it was one very small fish named smelt that we put the entire city at risk for.
Smelt is not a significant fish.
No, it couldn't be.
We could do without them.
Would you ever think to yourself, if there's one species to save?
I wouldn't even think about it.
The smelt. And this is the way the picture has been painted. While he's sitting there trying to figure out how to get this city not on fire anymore, the president-elect's gone like, this wouldn't have happened if you weren't trying to save the smelt so bad.
And then calls him Governor Newscum.
He did say new scum, which he doesn't need right now. You know, he doesn't need that.
No.
But it's bad. It's bad. Somebody, I mean, the insurance companies, the people trying, because that's the other thing. All these people have stories about within the last 365 days, insurance companies coming forward and being like, yeah, we're not going to cover fire anymore. Which to not cover fire in Los Angeles, I mean, it's like not covering earthquakes. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Yeah, insurers dropped fire coverage for California homes months ago. Now wildfires claim. So it's like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Like, you're going to have to rebuild such huge parts of the city and also help everybody out. Like, it's really nuts, man. It's a really nuts thing. And people in LA that are posting stuff are going, this is the most chaotic it's ever been for anything.
It's even more nuts for the insurance part of it because the insurance companies are literally saying, we're going to end this coverage because it keeps happening.
Yeah, and that's why that's like when they go like, well, if you're prone to get sick, we can't give you medical insurance. But that's why I need medical insurance. Yeah. Please.
Like, I need fire insurance because there's so many fires here.
But if we give it to the people that don't get fires, we just get the free money.
Yeah.
And that's
how are we supposed to profit?
Yeah, you don't understand. Our business, see, you're thinking this is a service-based business, that we are providing a service. Where we make money is not providing a service. So what we want to try to get is people spending a lot of money so that we may not provide them a service. That's kind of the goal here. That's our business model.
Yeah, State Farm last year said they would no longer accept new homeowners insurance applications in California.
I mean, I was informed that much like a good neighbor, State Farm would be there.
Not the case.
That's what I was informed. I guess I should have read the fine print.
What does Jake think of all this? Isn't that his name? Is he a State Farm guy?
Might be Jake. He wears the khakis?
Yeah.
Hangs out with, because he hung out with Drake.
Hangs out with Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got some explaining to do.
Then last year, the company said it would end coverage for 72,000 homes and apartments in the state.
Why?
Both announcements cited risks from catastrophes as one of the reasons for the decision.
No, the risks from catastrophes are the reason to get the insurance. That's why you get insurance.
Other home insurers have dropped coverage in the state, even in areas where wildfire risk is low.
They were quoted as saying, we saw State Farm and said, wait, we can do this?
Oh, I didn't know.
We can do that? Joe in Ohio.
Hey, Henry Winkler's an asshole.
Why?
Power company in Eaton, where the big fire that's burning started, took responsibility, said it started at one of their service stations.
Really?
Yes, I don't remember the name of the power company, but it's the local one in Eaton, California, is where the Eaton fire is, the biggest one.
Yeah. Wow.
Started it, and supposedly the winds started all the rest of them, but, you know,
yeah.
That's what it is.
He's
the Fonz, you know.
He is the Fonz. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, it's nuts, man. Mike in Florida.
Hey, what's going on there, liberal brand muffin?
What's up, bud?
I see you've got the Tef Dogs singing the same liberal tunes as you nowadays. But in any event,
what are you talking
the
about?
insurance companies.
Mike, we just played your guy, dude.
Mike, what are you talking about?
We just played your guy and did the news.
I'm talking about the fact that, like, you guys are sitting here crying about the insurance companies. And don't get me wrong, they can be absolute scumbags. But the overly insane liberal California legislative told them you're not allowed to raise rates. So then they said, okay, well, if we can't do that, then we're going to go bankrupt. So we're just going to leave instead. Like, what do you want them to do? It's a for-profit business.
Okay, sorry, Mike.
Right,
you know,
Mike,
you could
you're
take
right.
a day off.
Mike.
No. I know Trav doesn't like when I call because he doesn't like hearing me hearing my points. But, like, I can't listen to that. I get it that it would be great if
Mike,
the
be
insurance
honest.
companies just
Be
had
honest.
never-ending money.
Mike, do you think Travis's political leanings are transparent to the listeners?
I'm positive that they are.
Sorry,
He's
I
always,
feel
like,
bad
in
for
the
people who
background
lost their
lurking.
fire insurance.
I feel horrible
insurance
for them.
companies
I deal
are
with
really
the same-
great, guys.
But you have to blame the
No, I
legislator.
actually
Blame the
never-
legislature.
I actually never said that. I live in Florida, and we get fucked by the insurance companies all the time. But
Because
it's
of
just
your
common
lib cuck leaders?
They don't have them.
No, actually, because there's a lot of hurricanes and they ruin people's cars and houses, and then the insurance rates go up. But what is the solution then?
I mean, bro.
Move inland.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get off the coast.
I'm not on. I get it, man. Like, insurance companies are complete scumbags, but that doesn't mean that the legislators like, no, you're not allowed to raise rates on people, and
Like,
you have to operate
as a person,
at a loss. Like,
bro,
that's what's going to happen.
As a person who's not an insurance company representative, for you to be like, yeah, but what do you want them to do? It's like you're on the other side. You're not benefiting from being like, I sympathize with the insurance companies. They really have it tough. You're the one who's going to get.
I'm not sympathizing with them whatsoever. I think they are.
You literally just called to say, stop blaming the insurance companies.
Yeah, and I don't really think it's a liberal point of view to be like, man, it really sucks that these people lost their fire insurance.
No. It's a liberal point of view to say, oh, these horrible insurance companies are just going to pull out of the state.
When did I say that? When did I say that? Hang on, Mike. When did I say they were going to pull out of the state?
You were okay. I apologize if I paraphrased incorrectly, but you were bemoaning that the insurance companies were not covering people, and of course they're not covering people if they can't. Like, it's risk assessment. Like, that's what they do. They're actuaries. They say if we can't charge X, then we're going to lose Y. So we're just not going to do business here. I'm not saying it's right. It's shitty. I wish there was a better way.
Hang on, Mike, hang on. So you think it's shitty, and I think it's shitty, but I'm liberal for saying it, and you're just seeing it the way it is.
Yeah, he's just.
Well,
we agree, Mike. We agree, and you're like, oh, well, you agree because you're a liberal. I agree because I see it the right way. Mike, we're seeing the same. We're saying the same thing.
Hey, Travis, let me ask you a question, bud. Did the governor and the California state legislator bear any responsibility because they are crippling the way insurance companies can do business?
First of all, I don't know. I don't read into like California legislature.
Mike, we're not doing that. We're not doing insurance.
and also, we're not getting into the weeds. I think it's shitty that these people lost their fire insurance 4 months before they lost their home to fire. End of story.
100% shitty.
Then I guess I'm a liberal, and I guess you are too.
Whoa, Mike, you're liberal.
Well, when the smoke clears, no pun intended, and you find out and you do a little reading that they're not able to operate the way they need to, which once again, it sucks, but that's just the reality. I hope you see it a little bit differently.
It doesn't matter what legislature or whatever caused this to happen. I agree with you. That sucks. Whoever is in charge that is putting these things in place, that sucks, whether they're on the left or whether they're on the right. That sucks, and if they're liberals, whatever, if they're conservatives, that's fine too. I think it sucks that these people lost their fire insurance, regardless of the reason. That's it.
And I want to tell you something right now, Mike. Because of your call, all we're trying to do is talk about what's going on.
We're trying to have a good time.
Eventually, I'm trying to get to the fact that David Muir wore a clothespin on the back of his fire jacket so that he looked sexy while he was reporting on the fires.
Honestly,
and you're stopping us from
I'm going to hit you with some truth bombs. I apologize for that because that is absolutely where you need to bring this conversation.
We'll get there.
All right, take care, guys.
All right, I appreciate that we found some common ground.
And real quick, I'd like Mike to continue calling. Don't listen to Travis.
I think Mike loves us.
Of course he loves us.
And sometimes Travis's liberal
agenda.
Yeah, sometimes the liberal agenda drips through his point of view, and we're trying to shake that because we're not a political show. But
good Lord,
it's impossible.
Mike gets fired up.
He does. He loves.
No, Mike's a guy who has to turn everything into a left and right thing.
That's right. He loves a political conversation.
Yeah, and I don't give a fuck what California legislature caused these insurance companies to drop this. I don't care. I don't care.
It would be like Mike doesn't understand. He thinks because people who love politics think that because they get taught in school and it's the president and it's the laws, like this is the most all-important thing. So everything should come back to politics. But there's really no difference between taking a conversation like we're having and deciding to make it overly political and now let's talk about legislature. There's no difference between him doing that and me somehow spinning this and being like, yeah, they were talking about that on Monday Night Raw last night. By the way, on Monday Night Raw. It's the same.
Okay. Yes, Mike.
We like to
Guess
talk
what?
about what we like
both
to talk
agree
about.
that it's shitty what insurance companies do.
Yeah, but you were a little more politically.
Yeah, you were aggressively liberal.
I found Mike
If
to
Troy
be...
thinks I was aggressively liberal, then you know what? I got to say I was, because Troy and I usually see eye to eye
do, yeah.
on a lot of things.
And you're a Staten Island guy. What are you doing,
What
bro?
are you doing? Mike was fairly centered.
I should have worn
thought.
my State Farm shirt today.
Mike was fairly centered. That Tony in Boston.
Hey, Sammy and Tough Dog. Hey, I just wanted to offer up a new name for the show.
What's that?
I think we can call it Mangione and Mangione.
That's right. That's right. It's our new anti-insurance company law firm.
Man, I don't know. If I was running State Farm, I'd be hiding.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be wearing red. That's for sure. Jimmy on Staten Island.
Good morning, Sam. On a serious note, if I could just say this without interjection, insurance is the biggest Ponzi scheme. It makes Bernie Madoff look like Romper Room. You pay for a promise for all these years that you can wipe your ass with, and when you put a fucking claim in, either they raise your rates or they drop you. We need serious. We do need reform, but you want to know what? This is not the venue for it. So let's get back to talking about hookers and wrestling and fucking shit. And let's have a nice fucking day. And Sammy, I love you.
I love you too, Jimmy. Look at him maintaining perspective on things.
See, we need more guys like Jimmy.
Well, yeah. Well, if you would stop interjecting your politics, we could probably finally get something done on the show. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I'm sorry. You know, it's not even my show. I'm sorry.
I know. I'm trying to do, and I'm getting railroaded by your agenda, and I'm really quite sick of it. Yeah. So Anderson Cooper was out there like all day. Just in the middle of everything. Anderson Cooper, I think he's just in it for the love of the game at this point. Like, he really likes being out there. Because remember, he was out there when the hurricanes were hitting Florida, and we were monitoring that guy on the boat. Anderson went out there to Florida, was sitting on the dock, literally getting pounded in the face by debris. It was crazy. And I'm going like... I mean, I thought this guy had come a long way since being the host of The Mole, but apparently he's still out there. If anybody could insist on being in the studio and going like, no, I am not leaving the studio, I'm not going back out there, it's Anderson Cooper. He doesn't need any of this. He just did New Year's Eve with Bravo Andy. He doesn't need to be out there in the thick of it, but I think he chooses. I think he chooses to be out there because he likes it. He likes the action. And real quick, before we get to Anderson Cooper, Vincent in Connecticut. What's up, Vincent?
Yes, I would like to know if Travis can look up the terms and service agreements for the insurance companies.
He's in a delicate place right now, Vince. We
don't do that anymore.
We need to. He's in a very delicate place. You know, I don't know.
Did I touch on something?
Yes, you did. You're triggering him, and I think he may be doing it intentionally, and it's not helpful.
No, you don't say. Hey, by the way, I wish you had spoken about Nosferatu longer. I'm not a horror guy, but that was amazing.
Nosferatu. It's so good. It's so good. Thank you, Vincent.
Punching out.
All right, buddy. So Anderson Cooper was just out there, and you really, I mean, it is helpful because you understand the insanity of what's going on when you look behind him, and there's just, I mean, lakes of flames just behind him. Everything is orange. It's unbelievable. He's got to wear goggles just to report because it's all smoke and ash and everything.
Those goggles probably do nothing.
They do nothing. Let's listen to.
I mean, it's insane.
It's insane. Let's listen to some of Anderson.
A slight explosion as some of the gas went up. A fire truck passed by here. There's another larger blaze up there, which they are going to try to deal with right now. We're at Harriet in Altadena, Harriet Street. The fire has spread now to this house, which is really now engulfed in flames. But I mean, it's just surreal. I mean, look at this. Even a small thing like this tree is burning from the inside.
Jesus. That's nuts. We're looking. Anderson is showing there's a tree that's not on fire. Like, it's not like the whole tree's on fire, but the base of it, the stump, there's like it's made a hole on the inside of the tree. Clearly that tree is going to come down at any moment because right at the base of it, the inside is just burning through. I mean, you're looking at this like it's one thing to evacuate, but then you turn on TV and you see what's going on and you're like, it's over. Like your whole existence is gone. What did Billy Crystal say? He had lived in his house since like 1979.
1979.
And
gone.
It's just it's evaporated. It's gone. Everything that was in it was gone. I saw like there were firefighters that were trying to save photo albums from houses. Like they were going into houses to just take out the photo albums to be like, I mean, this is, I guess, why you got to put everything in the cloud.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yes.
But look at it's like irrecoverable and it's everywhere. Unbelievable. So Anderson Cooper is out there, and I believe too that Anderson talked to Governor Newsom while he was out there in the flames, and he did. I mean, in the middle of the fire and everything, he asked Newsom that Trump had already said that thing about the smelt, and he was like, you know, I'm a news guy at the end of the day. You're gonna have to address the smelt. And this is what happened. This is how Newsom addressed Trump, kind of blaming him for using the water on the smelt instead of the fire hydrants.
Even asked this question, but the president-elect chose to attack you, blame you for this.
One can't even respond to it. I mean, people are literally fleeing. People have lost their lives. Kids lost their schools. Families completely torn asunder. Churches burned down. This guy wanted to politicize it. I have a lot of thoughts, and I know what I want to say. I won't. I stood next to a president of the United States of America today, and I was proud to be with Joe Biden. And he had the backs of every single person in this community. He didn't play politics, didn't try to divide any of us.
I want to know what he was going to say. I want to know what words he had. I also...
You know what I didn't hear him say?
What? Sorry?
We didn't do it for the fish.
We didn't. It wasn't.
He didn't hear denial.
He didn't deny it.
I didn't hear a denial.
He didn't deny it. It would have been great if he had been like, but by the way, with all this disaster going on, the smelt population has never been higher.
They're fine.
The smelt are great. No, he didn't deny it. He did use the word asunder, which really, I don't know, there was something about the word asunder, which makes me go, I'm being misled. Like,
shut up. Using a lot of 50-cent words.
Yeah. Families asunder. I don't know what that means, but it doesn't sound good.
How about you answer for the fish?
What about the smelt?
People are not happy with him.
No. But the mayor's being very helpful. So the mayor's out there, and it's like, because if you can't stop it, which, you know, I mean, people are only human beings at the end of the day. You can't just go, well, if you had done this, if you hadn't done that, it's Los Angeles. This has been a risk that this city community has had for years and years and years and years at this point. It's how the geography is built. So it's difficult to say, well, this person could stop it or this person can't stop it. But at the end of the day, it's how do you help? When it happens, how do you help the people and how do you get the people to the relief that they need? And I thought the mayor did a pretty good job getting that message across here.
Build stronger than ever. Right now, if you need help, emergency information, resources, and shelter is available. All of this can be found at URL. Los Angeles, together is how we will get through this.
You know, you just hit up URL. I'm gonna assume. Here's what I think happened: a printout was given to the mayor. Somebody typed in what the URL was. A URL is a website address. If you want to send people to help at URL, an actual URL would have to follow the initials UR and L. I think somebody typed the website. I think that it was on like a Word document or whatever. I think that it showed up as a link, which turned the font blue. I think the printer that they used had run out of color ink. I think that the link did not print, therefore it was just white paper. So instead of her realizing there's something missing here, she just thought URL was some organization in California that she was unaware of, and she would just send people to URL. This is my working theory.
Even though to her, that makes no sense.
No, I'm going to read the paper.
Like she's reading
I'm
that.
Ron Burgundy? No.
Like no one reads that.
No. Give me the paper, and I will read it. Which is interesting. Because even it's just like the host of a radio show. If one of the guys gives me a paper, I'm going to give it a once over and go, before I go and blurt this out on Sirius XM airwaves, let me know I at least know what I'm saying, even if I don't know what I'm talking about. But sometimes when you're the mayor in the middle of the biggest disaster your city's ever had, and it's among the top 5 most important in terms of business cities in the country, you would think that she might give it a once over and go, there's nothing after URL. I don't understand. But
she was probably jet lagged.
I also think, they go like, oh, well, you're older. You don't know this. You don't know that. If you're running for mayor at this point, 2025, if you're the mayor, you should be expected to know what a URL is.
She's 71.
Okay, well, either retire. If you're retired at 71.
That's too old to be a mayor.
Wait, that's my point. If you're retired at 71 and you don't know what a URL is, we got no beef. But if you're still in it to win it, and you're the mayor of Los Angeles, and you don't know can you imagine being the mayor of Los Angeles being like, I have no idea what a URL is. I don't know what that is. Like, she's sitting there watching that Today Show clip from 1994 when Katie Couric and Bryant Gumbel are trying to figure out what the @ sign means.
What is internet?
And she's like, it might as well be a clip from the Today Show this morning. I don't know what that means either. So that's what we want. We want to send the residents of Los Angeles that are listening to go to URL, and hopefully they'll all be okay. So we saw Anderson Cooper. He was out there on the street in it, right? Fire blazing around him, goggles on, even though they do nothing. He had a big, mask to keep himself from smoke inhalation around his neck, but he put it down so he could broadcast. I mean, it looked like...
I saw photos of his hands. They were just black.
They were blackened with soot. It looked like he had just grabbed that jacket, like he had gone to a fire station or wherever. They were like, here, this is the jacket we got. And he was like, okay, I'm going to go out there. The feed was like glitching because it was Anderson Cooper, it was a cameraman, and that was it, because they were in dangerous territories. And a lot of these other big news guys were like, yeah, man, I got to get out there too, like Anderson, and really do it. So David Muir, who's the face and the voice of ABC News, handsome fella, he went out there. It looks like, I'm going to say he has more than just a cameraman.
Oh, yeah.
He's got there's a light on him.
Yeah. He's got lighting. He probably had a makeup artist.
He definitely had a makeup artist. He had a hair person. You could tell because the hair looks great. It's a great hair person that was with him, I think.
And he looks like he's in a neighborhood where the fire has passed them by.
Well, it's not orange. Here's the thing. Like, it doesn't look like there's a filter over the camera the way it did with Anderson. But, and believe it or not, this video is going around on Twitter. You can see who started it. It was Jack Osborne. The great Jack Osborne, of all people, that first brought this to everyone's attention. But you do notice, even before the beautiful reveal, that his fire jacket that he's got on, which kind of seems unnecessary from him. Like, I got why Anderson was wearing it. He was literally in the middle of a fire with trees burning down around him. This one, I don't know if the news anchor needs a fire jacket, but he still has one. It's a branded fire jacket. The fire jacket says ABC News on it, which I don't know at what point ABC decided, just to make sure we're prepared, we need to have branded fire jackets ready to go. But I did notice, like, it looks almost tailored. Like, it's a good fit. And he's an in-shape guy. He looks great.
Extremely handsome.
Really handsome guy. And then there was a reveal, if we could play the clip.
They're on 4.
Shopping, a place to eat. As you can see here behind me, it's
turn it down to 2.
There it is. So he turns around, and somebody has used a clothespin to pinch the back of the jacket. So he put the jacket on, and he thought it was a little baggy. So there's a clothespin on the back of the jacket. If anything screams, I'm dressing up in a fireman costume for the sake of my news report, it is a clothespin on the back of the jacket. It's what your mom would do when you really wanted to wear that Halloween costume to school, but she was uncomfortable because it didn't fit right, and she didn't want to send you to school looking like a vagabond, like you weren't taken care of. So she put a clothespin or something, or a safety pin in the back of your outfit to make sure it fit right. It was like when my mom, when I would insist on wearing size large White Zombie T-shirts to middle school, but I was small like a smelt at that point in my life. And so she would make me blouse out my T-shirts, so they didn't hang below my knees. I would tuck them in and blouse them. This is the same thinking. We're going out there in the fire. This jacket doesn't fit just right. Let me safety pin up the back of this jacket. I mean, if there's anything more symbolic of all of this, to safety pin up the jacket, it never occurred that this is not a good idea, even for optics. Even if I kind of want to do it, even my instinct is telling me to do it, it's a bad vibe. It doesn't make any sense that I would do this right now.
But ABC's probably paying a few $100 a month for his Equinox membership. So they don't want it to look like he's just swimming in the fucking thing.
No, that's true. It could have been an executive saying, like, why are we paying for his Equinox membership and not showing that body?
This is a visual medium.
You're right. This is television. Yes, this is news, but more importantly, this is television. And what are people watching for? Meanwhile, Anderson Cooper is over there. Look at the side. He looks like he's wearing an Apple Vision Pro with a big giant jacket on. Man. And just a wild thing. It's a wild thing to see it happen. It's a wild thing to see people react to it. It's a wild thing to see how, news agencies react to it. It's just and especially since nobody saw it coming. There was no, I don't think, any risk of this even as recent as the weekend or like Monday I wasn't even hearing about. You got to watch out. Maybe it was, hey, it's going to be windy, and when it gets windy, this becomes a risk. But nobody was saying, this is catastrophic. This is like historically catastrophic. I saw, there was one person, I know that there was like this big, big business guy who's got all this money, and he always posts about his collections. He loves to collect. But when you get to that level in life, you start collecting more valuable things. It's still trading cards and collectibles and stuff like that. But it's, spending tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars on trading cards. And he would, get them graded and everything. One of one this. This is the PSA graded. There's only one out there that's a grade 9, and I have it. And for years I've been following what this dude is tweeting about in terms of his collection. And then he just posted something yesterday saying, hey, it's all gone. And it was like, I think everybody should still collect. It's still a wonderful thing. I spent so many years doing it, but I got my family, I got my pet out of the house, and everything else is gone. And you're just like, wow. Like that's it. I guess it does highlight what's important, but man. Andy in Vermont.
Hey, there's stories about David Muir at his gym in New York. His nickname is Zoolander because all he does is work out and stare at himself.
I think that's right. Thank you, Andy. He does. When he's at the Equinox, David Muir probably looks like Patrick Bateman making love. Just flexing for the mirror. TJ in Cleveland.
Yeah, if you're safety pinned up like that, it's pretty much the equivalent of when you...
Troy hung up on him.
Troy!
Do you not? How do you not know how to work the phone still?
Somebody was being an asshole. I hung up.
Yeah, but you hung up on everybody. You're the
people.
asshole.
I don't know why it's doing that now all of a sudden.
I think it's operator error.
Yeah. I'm possibly.
Poor guy. You can call back. Troy hung up on you.
Who was that? I forget the guy's name.
Oh, wow. That's, I don't know. That's oh, it's real. Yeah. This person says, I used to work out at the same gym as David Muir. Oh, my God. All the trainers collectively referred to him as Zoolander because he'd stand in front of the mirror posing and flexing for uncomfortably long periods of time. Wow.
You didn't finish it.
Okay. A dim bulb, but enthusiastic jazzerciser. I didn't think that was essential to the story we were telling, but
people want to know how he got in shape.
I don't want to paraphrase. You're right. It should be a direct quote. Man, that's crazy. Okay, I think this is funny. Who we were talking to. TJ, are you back?
I'm here.
I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, when you're safety pinned up like that, it's basically like when you see that guy walking in the background while you're in the boat in the hurricane. It's absurd.
It's exactly what it is. It's exactly when somebody's in a canoe and then you go to the wide shot and you realize the water's ankle deep. Like, why? You don't need to put on a performance.
Cosplay.
You don't need to cosplay and put on a play and performance for the most catastrophic fire that's ever hit Los Angeles. Meanwhile, Anderson Cooper, Apple Vision Pro, big old jacket, sooted hands, the wrists aren't even the right size. There's no logo on the jacket like we were prepared for this. It's just this dude out there with his cameraman, even though, like, not only, and this is the thing about Anderson Cooper, not only is he the top dog at the network that he's on, but for God's sakes, he's a Vanderbilt. He's a rich kid. He grew up with money. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe because he grew up with money, he's like, I got to get into the real world. And if you're going to give me a chance to get smashed with debris in the middle of a hurricane or to walk right into the center of the biggest fire that's ever hit this city, I'm doing it. I want to live life.
He's a man.
Yeah.
It does have vibes of the little kid in kindergarten trying on the firefighter's uniform.
It does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It does look like that's a grown-up's jacket that he's put on. Yeah. Yes, it does, TJ. That's 100% right. But I have more respect for the child putting on the grown-up's jacket than I do for the pretty boy who's like tailoring. A tailored fire jacket in the middle of a fire is something that I could never.
And you're not even in the fire.
And you're not. You're not. Like, they're going to be able to use the equipment that Anderson is using may not be able to be used again because of the environment that they're in, right? You know what I'm saying?
It's probably melted.
Well, yeah. David Muir they could just throw that camera back in the studio.
It's really giving, like, 40-year-old guy who just got divorced and he started doing CrossFit to get back in shape.
Yes, it is.
And now everything he wears is tight.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's what it is. It's 100%. So, yeah. Have you thought at all? I mean, Troy, I guess you have weird stuff. Have you thought at all about, like, when you hear stories of people just losing everything? We were talking about it a little bit yesterday. Like, I would have no idea what to grab if it was, like, not only, because a lot of times you evacuate when that evacuation order comes in, and the thinking is, I'm doing this just in case. And I hope everything will be fine. Or it'll be a pain in the ass when I get back. I'll just have to fix everything. More often than not, it's rare that you evacuate knowing I'm evacuating and odds are everything is gone after this. But now, and as of yesterday, the people evacuating a lot of those neighborhoods, they know when they're pulling out of the driveway, they're coming back to nothing. That odds are they're not going to have anything left. I mean, do you take anything with you, or do you just go, there's not one thing. I'm just taking my loved ones and I'm out.
Well, you got to make sure you grab Toots.
Sure. Toots is one of the loved ones.
Toots, yep.
Would you bring it? Let me ask you. Mm-hmm. Would you pick an outfit for your cat? That way he could wear it so it doesn't look weird. Like, why would you leave with a cat outfit? Like, let's put it on him so it just looks like he was already wearing it. That way you know.
I didn't think about it, but that's actually a great idea.
Yeah. Because also you'd need something to cheer you up.
Yeah.
You know? And maybe Toots walking around in a tux would be like, oh, okay. I mean, at least we got that.
Yeah, and you're going to have to put up something on the gram. So you might as well, if you're might as well have Toots in it.
I didn't even think of the social implications.
Okay, yeah.
Well, like you don't have a lot of friends in LA, right? Posting photos.
No, I do. Some of them are like posting photos of the news covering it, and I'm like, you're in LA. I have the news too. I know. Like, you don't have to post pictures of it on TV. I also have it on TV. Like, if you're not evacuating, if I don't have to send you thoughts and prayers, I don't need the updates. Update, I'm fine. Here's what's on my TV. Same thing on my TV, bro.
But it is wild when people are like, this is my backyard, and it's like on fire.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I guess Paris Hilton's house is done. Do you have that? I mean, many celebrities. Like I said earlier, Adrian Brody, Billy Crystal.
Are you sure it's Adrian Brody?
I thought it was. Who'd you think it was?
I haven't read Adrian.
I think the Post said Adrian Brody lost his house. I mean, I could be wrong. He could have a house, but I think that's what the Post said.
I mean, the list is long.
It's long. It's long, and it's updating all the time, and nobody's going to know for sure what the whole list is. I think most of the list that's come out is people that are publicly saying it. But I also saw on some of the reports, like, they're showing what's left of the house.
Yeah.
And it's literally a plot of charred land. It's nothing. John Goodman lost his place?
Yeah.
Oh.
Here's John Goodman's house.
That's, You just see literally, you see a walkway, and you see the empty pool, but it's empty. You know.
Yeah. John Goodman.
You know why John Goodman's pool is empty?
Why?
They use the water for the smelt. They made him. Anthony Hopkins, and it's nothing. You're looking at these photos, and there's nothing left. And you're like, what do you do? And you got to imagine people like Anthony Hopkins, people like John Goodman, you know, Miles Teller, but like the people who are older, who have been famous for a while, who have been actors for a while, like, oh my God, not Eugene Levy. Oh.
Poor guy.
It's gone. And he's another one. Billy Crystal. These guys have been there forever. You know, this is not like, oh, I just made it and I bought this house and it's great. These are most likely people that have had these houses for years and years and years, and have just, this is where they've lived their lives. It's
Paris Hilton, Anna Faris, Mandy Moore.
Not Mandy Moore.
Yeah. Adam Brody. Is that who you're thinking of?
No.
Okay.
I think it was Adrian.
Ricky Lake.
They had a picture of him. I am tired of you questioning it.
Ricky Lake.
Oh, that's another one. She's probably been there forever. I mean, she's been goated for a very long time.
Here's the Google News results on Adrian Brody house.
Okay, look, now you're getting petty.
I'm not getting petty.
I saw a thing in the Post that said Adrian Brody.
The New York Post?
It was a Post.
All right.
It was actually a flyer on a post near my house.
I'm going to go New York Post?
It was a telephone post.
ADRIEN.
Rich in Connecticut.
Carrie Ewes.
Oh, no. Not the Dread Pirate Roberts. What's up, Rich?
Hey, just turned on the show today. I realized it says the Sam show here. Is Jim done?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was just thinking, now that you guys have become a serious political news show,
that's right.
Would you guys think about sending Travis or Mike Montone and maybe like Hot Dog out to California to cover these fires?
I would definitely. I think it would be a great thing to send Hot Dog out to the California fires to cover it, and then just kind of not get to it. You know what I mean? Like we got busy. Like we didn't get to it. But you stay out there for the weekend, and I'm sure we'll cover it on Monday.
You stay on scene.
Yeah, you stay on scene, and we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm loving the show still, but just, now that you guys are a serious, political and news show, I just thought maybe having a man on the street might be a good idea.
No, you're right. Thank you, Rich. I think that's a great idea, and I think we need to talk to Jim McClure about getting branded fire jackets so we could send people out there fitted and branded fire jackets, please. Ken in South Carolina?
I shouldn't have returned my Halloween costume.
No.
Hey, Sam.
What's up, Ken?
Hey, so I'd heard about this before with Anderson Cooper, and not that the guy was broke, but a lot of that Vanderbilt money was long gone from his mom, and their estate in Long Island up in Centerport was already donated as a museum. There's a planetarium there. So,
a planetarium.
Not that the guy was broke, but yeah, it's up in Centerport. Yeah, ask Opie about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard the same thing.
Thank you, Ken. Well, are you talking about he doesn't have money or he doesn't have Vanderbilt money?
He doesn't have Vanderbilt money, and he didn't want Vanderbilt money.
That's cool.
And that's why, he was a journalist, or he wanted to make his own money. Like, he started out on Channel 1, where I was watching him in middle school. Like, he just
he did The Mole.
Then he did The Mole, and then I think he stopped.
Stopped doing The Mole?
No, just stopped and then just went into the fires.
Yeah, that's the last I heard he was in The Mole.
But no, like, he didn't want to survive off his mom and her money. He just wanted to, do it on his own. And his inheritance was not that much, if anything.
I wonder. Comparatively speaking, or generally not that much?
Generally not that
Either way, clearly he's decided, to enter the workforce and walk into the fire.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah. Tommy in Brooklyn?
Yeah, the houses, it's horrific that the houses burned, but I bet the artwork in the houses are worth more than the houses themselves. Could you imagine how much artwork?
Oh, my God.
Antiques, how many cars, all of that stuff that they're not talking about that, but I'm sure there's millions of dollars in that stuff.
No, you're right, Tommy. That's a good point. I mean, a lot of celebrities, like, they look at art as investments. They start building these big collections. I mean, they get insurance on it, but...
Well, now that it's mentioned, do we know that this actually wasn't an arson planned by the Hollywood elite to cover up their history of, questionable behavior, sex trafficking, etc.?
You think they would burn down the entire city?
All the evidence is gone.
As well as everything else.
The evidence is gone.
I think between the smelt and the evidence... Bernie in Georgia. What's up, Bernie or Benny?
What's up? I guess boys.
Yeah, boys, we're all here.
So, yeah, I think this is a giant evidence dump for the Epstein list that's going to be coming out and the Diddy list, because all them Hollywood stars are on there, and now, but there's supporting evidence that's just burnt up. So,
I do love the idea. Thank you, Benny. I do love the idea that this hugely sensitive information and all this evidence was just simply written on paper, and it was locally available only in one area. That there was no digital trace of it anywhere. That in this day and age, no, we do everything by pen and paper. So yeah, Simple Fire will take care of everything. Yeah, sure.
Well, if it's going back to the 90s and 2000s, there's physical copies of stuff.
Right, and there's no way they would have been.
That's not saying everything was transferred properly.
A box full of middle school yearbooks or something like that in your garage.
Yeah, no, that's true. But I'd say we've got a good 20 years that things have been mainly digital. Let's see. Oh, Scott in Tennessee. What's up, Scott?
Family shit farts.
Hey, man.
What's up, buddy? Hey, you guys are talking about fires. And I was just wondering if your little trash panda Biggins is still all fired up.
Thank you, Scott. I did. I don't know. I think she's okay now. We did record the podcast yesterday, and I think we got to an okay place. Yeah. It'll come out after the show.
She sounded mad.
Oh, she was mad. She was mad. I thought she was like jokey mad. She was mad. Yeah. Thank you. I got a taste of what her husband has to deal with all the time. Dr. X in Mexico City.
Man, I tell you what, baby oil is not an accelerant, but what the fuck?
That's right.
The first things these guys grabbed out of their home offices, the arrogance, fuck family pictures, fuck everything. They grabbed their Grammys, they grabbed their Oscars, they grabbed all that shit, put it in a little box, and hauled ass. There's no way they leave that stuff behind. It's irreplaceable.
Don't you think the Academy could literally just replace it? Like, I mean,
nah, man.
Couldn't you just get another statue? One and done. That's it. One and done. Thank you, Dr. X. Yeah, I mean, I feel. I mean, there is a good chance that people left with their award statues, but I mean, unless you have some kind of connection to the fact that it happened on that night, I don't think a replacement statue would be that difficult to get.
No, and you still won the award.
Yeah. I mean, you won it. You need to look at the statue. Some people do. Some people, I mean, the David Muirs of the world probably enjoy looking at their statues all the time.
His body's a statue.
I know. I can see it in that fire coat, which is amazing because usually with those fire coats, they're not so flattering. But put a clothespin on the back and boom, Bob's your uncle. Yeah. I mean, I kind of feel like I wouldn't go back for anything. You know what I mean?
Nothing?
I don't think so.
Like, let's say your dog and your family are okay.
Right. That's
You've got time.
You've got time. You're not going back to grab anything?
Well, because there's not one. It's almost like, am I grabbing everything or?
You can't. You got to grab a couple things you can fit in your car.
That's what I mean. So it's and I'd also like. There's just something like in that moment.
Travis Scott's?
That's what I mean. To look at your family and be like, I got my family out.
They're good.
And my Travis Scott's out. It's almost like, what am I doing with my life? You know what I mean?
But there's nothing material that is sentimental to you.
Sentimental.
That you would grab.
Because all the pictures are like I said, in the cloud. I'd have my wallet in my pocket. Hopefully I'm wearing my favorite pants. So I got those.
Credit cards.
So I got my credit cards, so I'm good with that.
Nothing?
Is there anything truly a physical.
No, like kid's toy that you can't replace. That
No, I probably like. That's probably. I'd make sure my daughter had her like little stuffed animal thing that she's had since she was born that she still sleeps with.
That you know you're going to keep forever.
Yes, I'd make sure we had that. I don't know if there's anything we still have. Oh, I grab our newborn. I grab the baby.
No, we already talked about
Oh,
the
so, okay,
baby.
okay.
Safe,
All right.
bro.
I thought you meant the bigger kids. So I grabbed the baby.
Yeah,
I
everybody's
grabbed,
safe.
Okay, I forgot about because I was like, oh shit, I grabbed the Travis Scotts. I got to grab the baby.
Like, I don't think it's weird to be like, oh, okay, my whole family is safe. Let me grab these things that I think are cool.
I'd hopefully be wearing my watch because I don't want to grab the watch.
All right, but if you're not,
you know what I do? I grab the box and the papers for the watch just in case.
call.
Keep the
That's a good
value.
call. Okay,
Keep the
that's a
value.
good
That's
call.
what that would be the move. I'd look for luxury items.
That's a good call.
Like you know any.
Put your watch in your fake Louis Vuitton bag.
That would be the move. You're right. It's like when you're doing supermarket sweep.
Yes.
Remember that show, Supermarket Sweep?
You get 5 turkeys.
Right. What do you want to do? Do you want to go through and just get as much hamburger helper as you can? Or do you want to go and grab the most expensive items and just get a few of them? I think what I do, yes, that's a great move, Travis. First of all, I get my charging brick that you all make fun of me for because I love that thing. Get the charging brick.
You just order one of those on Amazon.
That's replaceable.
Yeah, but who knows? Especially if I'm there, how long it's going to take, even with Prime.
It's going to take the next day.
Because of Prime? Yeah, no, they are quick. That's a good point.
Sometimes you get it the same day.
I would probably check Prime real quick to see if I can get it the same day. If I get it the same day, I don't need it. That's a great call. I get the Louis bag, and I'd fill it up with anything.
Luxury items.
Tchotchkes.
Luxury tchotchkes. Luxury tchotchkes. It would have
iPad.
You can get an iPad.
I mean,
but you got the Pro. You got the big Pro.
I grab my iPad and then I grab the kid's iPad, so you know, because otherwise it's like yap, and it's like just watch the iPad.
Just put Bluey on.
Right, exactly. So I grab the kids' iPads.
Smart.
You don't have anything from a kid that you like? This is irreplaceable.
We discussed that while you were on the phone.
Right.
He would grab like his daughter's like stuffed animal.
Daughter's stuffed animal.
But Mick Foley, obviously we discussed yesterday.
No, he's not even bringing up the shirt.
Yeah, unless I'm
really,
wearing...
it's not that important to you.
I mean, once the fire's there, it's almost like okay, we're starting over.
But
like,
he wore that.
But you've got the time. We're giving you the time.
So I'm packed in the car.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I mean, we got another 15 minutes. We got time. And I'm just going in back and forth.
Jose
back and forth.
Canseco's running in and out.
That's all I'm thinking about is Jose Canseco running
the
back
washing
and forth.
machine.
Yeah.
You have that
the washing machine.
Undertaker velvet picture. You love that thing.
I do love the velvet painting, and it's an original. It's not a print. You think I
grab that?
Oh,
that'll fit in your car, no problem.
I have a signed Triple H photo that says "You're the man" on it.
Oh, you don't lose that. But you could, you're still there. You could get another one.
You can't print it out and go like, "Hey, Hunter."
Yeah. I lost it in the fire.
Especially if you explain the situation.
The original inscription said, "You're the man." If you want to.
This is what it said.
It said, "You're the man."
I lost it in the fire. Could you do me a solid?
I mean, you still think that, right?
Is it the photo of him feeding you? Oh no, that was Mick Foley.
That was Mick Foley. Yeah, but also I'd look so stupid. Because imagine if the neighbors saw. They're like, oh, we're in a panic trying to get our heirlooms. And I'm running out with like 2 steel chairs signed by wrestlers.
But those are your heirlooms.
Yes.
I mean, they are heirlooms. And you're not going to get them again.
Never.
No.
There's dead people on those chairs.
Like, I would grab my art. Like, because I can't get that again.
The ones that you did originally, like the Travis Teft originals? I've been painting pictures of dogs and soldiers.
No, the ones that I did unmentionable things at Jermaine.
Oh, that's right. You're like, what I had to go through in that car in Los Angeles with Jermaine. I have paid the price.
The memories that are attached to these.
That's right. That's right.
I am saving it more for the memories.
Plus, you love Post-it sized art, so you could literally get like 15 pieces.
Yeah,
and just have it in your hand.
All in my
yeah. I just have them here.
And maybe my Lego Cinderella's castle, because that's really big, and that took me a long time to make.
That's a good point. Some of those Legos are like so many pieces. I have a couple of Lego sets I haven't built yet. It might make sense to grab those.
Oh, yeah.
Just something.
You're going to need to pass the time.
Something to do, you know? Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, like it doesn't always have to be like sentimental. Like,
but I'd look
you can
at
grab things that are important to you that are literally irreplaceable.
But I'd look at stuff and I go, why would I take this instead of that? Like, there's so much. You've seen it, Troy. There's so much
So
stuff.
much shit. You might as well just be like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's wipe the slate clean.
You know what I'd do? I'd
You
grab
have to have favorite things.
I'd grab the microphone that Troy loaned me like 8 years ago.
And I've asked for it back multiple times.
Right, just to make sure I still had it. So when he asked for it back, and he's like, it didn't burn in the fire. I'd say, no, I absolutely still have it. He's like, will you bring it back to me? I go, yeah, I'll bring it tomorrow. And never bring it.
I can picture you pulling some bullshit like that.
Like, grab the mic and
Just,
be like,
yeah.
like
This'll
I'm
be
in
so
a panic,
funny.
right? I'm trying to save my family. I'm looking at what I really need to hold dear. And I'm like, you know what would be funny? if I saved the mic and still didn't return it. It's not even plugged into anything. I'm not using it.
By the way, can you bring that back?
Yeah, I'll have it tomorrow.
That's from my dad.
Yeah. I'll have it tomorrow.
We're off tomorrow.
Okay, so Monday then. I won't forget. Yeah, I mean, I might just start. I guess I might just start grabbing stuff if I had the time.
Yeah.
Gold dust costume.
Gold dust.
That would take. But here's the problem with the gold dust costume. The gold dust costume is on a mannequin, which means it would take a lot of time to take the suit off the mannequin.
Take the mannequin.
The
Yeah,
whole
but then
mannequin.
that's like
But
the
then the
thing.
arms start falling off. It's very cumbersome. And now I'm going, like, the amount of time it's taking me to get the gold dust outfit and the amount of space with the mannequin that it's going to take. Plus, the mannequin's got a very heavy base on it.
Oh.
Because that's how it stands upright. Because it's got to stand upright.
Yeah.
Like, this is taking the place due to space and time of a lot of other items.
But wouldn't it be funny to see you fleeing the area with a gold dust?
That would be fun. Okay.
Inside the seat, so it's like there's a mannequin inside the car with you. That's funny.
You're speaking my language, all right? Because now I'm picturing the idea of news covering it, and we'd open the back window of the trunk as we're driving away, and you can see the gold dust outfit hanging out the back of the car on the mannequin. But I feel like that would be a good thing to do.
Yeah, like you stop. You're like, oh, there's a news crew. There's CNN. Let me pull over and talk to them while gold dust is hanging out of the car.
No, those are just my heirlooms. Like, not even reference it. Those are just the things that are important to me. Yeah. I mean, I'd probably make the call then. What do you have?
I mean,
other than Toots and his tuxedo?
I don't really collect a lot of things. I don't have a lot of, I don't really care about stuff from my childhood. I mean, the most important thing would probably be the Elvis bust.
Okay, and the one that you got like that 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay, though.
Yeah, I mean, you got the Elvis bust. It's like, and you said you had a terrible childhood.
Terrible.
So the idea that like you have finally found happiness in your life, and it's that period of time is represented by the Elvis bust.
It was a great time. It was during the pandemic.
Well, I don't. That's a weird way to phrase it.
Well, I was going to flea markets to stay.
Yeah, Troy had the best pandemic out of
I
all
had
of
the
us.
best pandemic.
Well, because you were in the land of
Florida.
the free.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was literally every weekend. I was going to Florida flea markets, and I find this Elvis bust from the '70s that's in mint condition.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to grab that.
Of course.
So you're thinking Elvis bust.
Elvis bust, my Beatles Butcher record.
Okay.
It's framed, so it's easy to grab.
Easy to grab. You don't have to worry about it. Yeah, keeping it in.
Drum set?
No, I got the
That'd be a
Questlove
lot.
Ludwig drum set. I could just go on Sweetwater and buy a new one.
That's right.
All right.
Yeah, that's kind of it. Maybe my pillows. My pillows.
Don't you have something signed by the Beastie
Your
Boys?
pillows.
Oh my God, my Beastie Boys record.
You got to get, because you can't get that.
Oh.
Yeah, I've Check Your Head signed by all three.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
You absolutely
Yeah,
would
good
have
call.
to save
Thank
that.
you.
You're welcome.
I have a picture of me, Ric Flair, and Roddy Piper,
Mhm.
and it's signed by both Ric Flair and Roddy Piper.
I'm
That's
not even joking.
It's irreplaceable.
That's irreplaceable. You would have to grab that.
Yeah. Yeah, you would have to grab that.
Yep.
So you grab your art.
I'd grab my art. I'm sure there's other things I can't think of off the top of my head that are sentimental.
Yeah. But you come from the same. I mean, you guys that come from your broken backgrounds.
Yeah, but I don't even have anything from my childhood at my house. Like,
Right.
that's all at my dad's place.
Right.
Like photo albums, like all that shit is at my dad's place.
Yeah. Yeah, because by the time all of us moved into our own places, like, we might have photo albums, but we printed the photos.
Yeah, I've got my own identity.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would grab probably something from Riley's room. I don't know. Oh, she's got a Scott C in her room, so I'd grab that.
Just kidding. Just art that you got with Jermaine. That's it.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Let's be honest. You grab like whatever bottles of whiskey you had that weren't finished.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, some of those are expensive.
You know he would. He'd be like, go in for the whiskey. His
That's
wife
a
would be
good
like, we
call.
drank it all.
Not gonna waste this.
No.
Especially because they go up in flames.
That's right. Yeah, it's very flammable.
I'd be like, no, honey. These are to make the fire go. Less
in it. No, he'd be on Instagram that night getting fucked up.
Sam, that's a great point. I forgot about that.
You need your drink.
Yeah.
John in New York City.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hey, man.
I want to just start off by saying that Troy may be hanging up on people, but he is picking up the phone in fucking stellar fashion. So,
My guy.
well done, Troy.
My guy.
Yeah, for sure. Off the first thing, what's worse, wild Californian forest fires or wild New York subway passenger fires?
Wild. Well, that's what the MTA has said. Those are wildfires.
Yeah.
Well,
they just spring up. There's no rhyme or reason to them, and there's no way to forecast them.
That's
People
right.
Just are set ablaze for no reason.
Well, there's no crime in the subway, but every now and then there will be a wildfire or a strong gust of wind will knock someone on the tracks. Those are natural disasters.
I think Mayor Adams blamed it on an errant ember that was pushed through a gust of wind by the L train.
That's right.
I think, yeah.
And then Mayor Adams also was on record of saying, I would speak further on this, but quite frankly, I have my own issues.
Right, which is, listen, he's not a dumb man. I have another question that I didn't screen with Troy. Do you mind if I ask it?
Okay, this is very risky.
You want me to put it on hold and I'll screen it quick and then?
No.
I appreciate the offer.
You guys can trust me.
This is a risk.
Yeah.
But
Listen, I am Bobby Lee's New York friend from the overnight show back in the day. So
wonderful.
I'm going to treat you guys well. Excited for your journey without Jimmy. We love Jimmy. Excited for the next chapter in all of this. For those of us who've been with you guys for decades, is a boys or a good evening or a happy birthday, Jimmy, are those things disrespectful to you moving forward?
Yes, I've decided that this is my time to shine. The past will be forgotten. Any reference to me being an intern, associate producer, any of that behind-the-scenes stuff, because I don't want to poison the new listeners into thinking that I'm less than. You know what I mean? Right.
So you sprung forth fully formed from the rib of the radio gods.
That's right. From this day forward, the story will dictate that Sirius was made aware of an outstanding broadcast personality and decided to hire him to an irregularly large contract to save the business once and for all. That is the backstory.
And it was done. Amen. Good luck, gents.
Hey.
Looking forward to you, boys.
Thank you, John. Yes, show references from previous shows will, from time to time, be acceptable. From time to time. TJ just dropped, but he was talking about the insurance claims from the celebrities. Yeah, I would imagine that, all of that's going to happen. Let's take a break, huh? You like that?
I love it.
It's discipline. What discipline? Discipline. I'm turning over a new leaf.
New year, new you.
That's right. We're taking this seriously now. We're going to take a break. As I said, this morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, the new episode of the Satisfying Podcast will go up on the Satisfying Podcast YouTube channel. That's the show that I do with Nicole from the Morning Mashup. And, she came in and interrupted the show yesterday, very angry. Travis and Troy were absolutely frightened by her.
I thought it was a joke, and then it was like, no, this is real.
Yeah, no, it was real. But I did get her to the studio and get her on mic so that we could
get to the bottom of it?
We could get to the bottom of it and hash it all out, and you'll be able to watch that. The audio's up everywhere, but you'll be able to watch that at 11 a.m. Eastern after this morning show. We have a lot to do this morning here, though, still, okay? So stick around. We'll be right back.
Sirius XM, Channel 103. Faction Talk.
Hey, this is Jeff Foxworthy.
This is Larry the Cable Guy.
And we're excited to tell you about our exclusive Sirius XM channel.
Jeff and Larry's Comedy Roundup. Every hour of every day, we're going to bring you the best comedy from some of the best and our favorite comedians.
Like Nate Borgazzi, Dusty Slay, and Leanne Morgan, just to name a few.
By the way, she owes me money.
And we each host our own shows every week.
Jeff and Larry's Comedy Roundup.
Sirius XM 97. Your home for great American comedy.
Dr. Radio!
From
health and healing, to breakthroughs in the lab, a world of expertise with understandable vocab. Doctors on the air with answers and care. Just a phone call away. They're always prepared. From the heart to the brain, every ache and pain, Dr. Radio's the name that's gonna keep you sane. Where science meets life, it's the perfect blend. From sunrise to night, the knowledge doesn't end.
Hey, Deborah, how are you doing? I'm doing better now.
Dr. Radio! Your health's best friend. Sirius XM Channel 110.
Philo's got a world of entertainment for you to explore with just one subscription. Sign up today and start watching all the networks you love, like A&E, MTV, Discovery, Lifetime, Hallmark Channel, and so much more. Featuring current seasons of all the best drama, true crime, reality, and family-friendly shows you can't afford to miss. Get started today and unlock our library of over 75,000 movies and shows. And save all your favorites with the unlimited DVR so you can rewatch them anytime, anywhere, for up to a year. Philo now includes access to AMC Plus. You can discover your next obsession from its collection of hit originals like Mad Men, The Walking Dead, Killing Eve, Orphan Black, and tons of blockbuster movies. There are no contracts, no commitments, and no hassles. For just $28 a month, Philo's a better way to watch TV. So what are you waiting for? Visit philo.tv and sign up today to start your 7-day free trial. That's PHILO.tv.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-295-7144. 800-295-7144. Again, that's 800-295-7144.
Are you ready to radically transform your health? It starts at the foundation. Armor Colostrum is premium, sustainably sourced bovine colostrum concentrate. With over 400 bioactive nutrients, it works at the cellular level to strengthen your immunity, fortify your gut, enhance your skin and hair, elevate your energy, and ignite your metabolism, among thousands of other benefits you can see and feel. Start your health revival today. Go to tryarmor.com/SiriusXM. or enter code SiriusXM online to get 15% off your first order. That's ARMRA.com, code SiriusXM. That's tryarmor.com/SiriusXM or enter code SiriusXM online to get 15% off your first order. That's ARMRA.com, code SiriusXM.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Everybody that be living it up, we said.
Yo, what's up? It's SiriusXM Fly. I can't come to the phone right now because I'm over on channel 50 playing those 90s.
What's my name? Let's flip the track, bring the old school back.
And 2000s hip-hop and R&B throwbacks.
Yeah, thing down, flip it and reverse it.
Commercial free, 24/7. Pull up channel 50 and at home with SiriusXM on your phone, computer, Alexa, TV, or other internet-connected devices. Holla.
You know, as they say, one person's personal information is another person's treasure.
That's why I don't go online without connecting to NordVPN. I don't want anyone stealing my personal information and snooping on my browsing activity. Also, TechRadar named NordVPN as the most trusted VPN by casual users and experts. Features like Threat Protection Pro safeguard your devices from phishing websites, scan downloads for malicious files, and disable intrusive ads and trackers so you can surf more safely online. Just check NordVPN.com, grab the deal, and see for yourself. By the way, you can protect up to 10 devices with one account. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
Attention, small business owners. Do you need funding for your business? At LendSeek.com, we provide revenue-based working capital programs from $20,000 to $1 million. So whether it's funding for inventory, equipment, expansion, payroll, or other needs, seek no more. All it takes is just one simple application to access over 100 funding products that are powered through our breakthrough AI-enabled lending platform to get you the best options in today's marketplace. If you've been in business for at least 1 year with monthly revenue of at least $50,000, you could receive the business funding you need when it matters most, regardless of your personal credit score. Funds in your account in just 24 hours with no collateral, no prepayment penalties, and no restrictions on how you use the funds. There's no obligation and zero out-of-pocket costs. So apply for the business funding you need today at LendSeek.com. That's LendSeek.com.
Dude, your eyes are red.
So are yours.
Man, I gotta go food shopping.
And I have to go to work. I think I have some red eye drops somewhere.
Having a red eye emergency? Fast-acting Code Red has 2 lubricants to hydrate dry eyes and relieve redness fast. Forget eye sizzle. Code Red goes in smooth and brings eyes back to life.
Eye drops are just eye drops. Now, where are my eye drops?
Not all eye drops are the same. Only Code Red offers an antibacterial travel pod that clips to keys or your favorite bag, so your drops always stay close and clean.
That's a great idea. I always lose my drops.
Exactly. Now turn off the lights.
Whoa, so cool.
The Code Red label and travel pod glow in the dark,
so you'll never lose your drops, even in the dark.
Wow. My eyes feel better already. I'm keeping these.
Bring eyes back to life with Code Red Eye Drops. Made in the USA. Find Code Red Eye Drops at fine smoke shops and Amazon.com.
Channel 103. Faction Talk.
Everybody's talking about the movie The Brutalist, which I want to see. And I'm not one of these people that is intimidated by long movie lengths. You know, I'm not one of these like, oh, movies are only supposed to be 90 minutes. I'm only supposed to tell. If it's a good movie, however long the filmmaker thinks it takes to tell that story should be how long the movie is. But 3 hours and 40 minutes is the runtime on The Brutalist. They said that The Brutalist, this movie, this is the Adrian Brody movie. The director just won a Golden Globe. Everybody's talking about how amazing it is, how amazing he is in it, how great just the whole movie is. And I'm not, but it's 3 hours and 40 minutes. Theatrical release with an intermission. Did you hear that?
Oh, I didn't know there was an intermission.
That's what they said.
Is it a built-in intermission?
It's a built-in intermission.
Right.
It's
so
not
it's
like
meant to be like that.
Yes,
Okay.
It's not like AMC was like, okay, we'll run it, but there's an intermission. There's apparently a built-in intermission. I don't know if the intermission is a part of the 340. It's like a 15-minute intermission, I think.
Oh,
where you go out and remember that you're a part of life. Because when you're talking about 3 hours and 40 minutes,
I mean, there's an intermission in The Hateful Eight.
How long was that though? The movie was
the
340.
movie was not that long.
Yeah, because 340 is
340 is long.
I mean, it's half.
Hateful Eight was 3 hours.
Yeah, that extra 40 is long. It's half your day. It's like the idea of going in.
Once Upon a Time in America is 4 hours 11 minutes. I think that's the longest movie I've ever watched.
Once Upon a Time in America
with De Niro.
Oh yeah,
and I watched that once
because. And even if it's good, it's just such a commitment, you know? It's almost, and that's what they did with Kill Bill, right? They're like, well, we can't do this in less than 4 hours and change. Okay, let's do 2 movies. Troy, would you ever see a 3 hour, 40-minute movie?
I'd probably have to break it up.
But you wouldn't go to a theater and see a 3 hour, 40-minute. There's an intermission.
Let me think. Have I seen a 3 hour movie?
But no. This is what'll trick you. A 3 hour movie. Because you just, you round the change. But 40 minutes is pretty close to another hour. Like the idea that you've done 3 hours of movie watching and you have another 40 minutes. 40 minutes is, almost half of like an average movie. Almost.
Like I saw Once Upon a Time in
I
Hollywood.
was just about to say, I watched that in theater.
Like 3 times in the theater. But that's only $240.
Exactly.
We're talking about another hour.
Another hour on top of it. See, you're already thinking about it.
Okay, to answer your question, the intermission is 15 minutes long, and it is included in the 335.
Okay, 335.
So it's really just 320.
320.
320 is not that long.
No, and what are you doing for the 15 though? I don't know if I mean a 5-minute intermission maybe, but
Probably hit the bathroom.
Yeah, but I don't need 15 minutes to go to the bathroom.
No, I'll probably check my phone.
You have to take a dump.
Okay. If you have to take a dump, like would you think you'd go and save your dump knowing? See, what's great about this movie, The Brutalist, is there's a dump break right in the middle. So I'm not going to take my morning dump. I'm just going to go to the first screening, and then I'll take my dump in between Act 1, Act 2.
Sometimes it comes on and you're like, I didn't think I was going to have to shit today. But
Right. Or you get
today?
Or at this time of the day.
Right. Or you get a coffee at the beginning of the movie.
Because you're a little tired.
You're a little tired, and okay, like I got to put 335 into this. Let me get a cold brew.
Yeah, I mean,
and
if
then
I'm
halfway
seeing
through
this-
the movie, you got to take a big dump. That 15-minute intermission is really going to be handy.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, this is great.
Only 15?
Yeah, I'm sitting there, and you can take your time at that
You can
point.
scroll a little bit. I love scrolling.
On the toilet.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, but wouldn't it kind of take you out of the movie if you have a break to scroll? Like you have a break. Like you're supposed to be kind of immersed in the movie, and you're taking a break to.
Do you
then,
take no breaks when you're watching a movie at home?
It depends on if I'm really watching it or not. Like if I'm really trying to watch a movie, I would try not to take breaks. If I'm watching a movie at home and I'm trying to legitimately watch the movie.
I do the same thing.
Yes. Now there's a whole different thing. If I'm just like, look, I just want to put a movie on, then sure, there are movies I can put on to scroll, I'll get on my computer, I'll do this, I'll do that. But
you're
if
not
it's,
really watching that movie.
No, because I've already seen it probably. It's probably the movie. Honestly, let's be honest here. It's probably the movie Rockstar, starring Mark Wahlberg and Jennifer Aniston. That's the movie that gets put on because that's probably the movie I've seen the most times because I love that movie. It's really it's a tale of be careful what you wish for, and I think that that's a valuable tale. But if I'm going to see The Brutalist, it's like everybody says it's so good because here's what I don't want. I don't want to come out of a movie and have, like when somebody goes, what did you think of that movie? I don't want to answer the way Troy answered when we asked him what did he think about Squid Games because he didn't actually watch it. Like if I'm going...
I could tell you what happened.
I don't want a summary.
Okay. All right.
I appreciate it, but that's not what I want.
You don't need cliff notes.
No, I saw it too. Thoughts, analysis. See, I want to be able to have analysis. I mean, if you saw this at the Alamo Draft House, I'm thinking you space it out, you get 2 meals.
Oh, easy.
You have to, right?
Especially if you get there 15 minutes ahead of time. You get your first meal right as the movie
movie's beginning, and maybe that meal's a little lighter.
A salad, maybe.
This is going to put them out of business. Alamo Draft House does never-ending popcorn. I mean,
popcorn's good.
And it's good. You go through bowl after bowl if you're in there for 4 hours.
Loud-ass tin bowl.
Oh, it's great. It's great. It really makes you feel classy when they give it to you in a tin bowl. Yeah, I think you get 2 meals out of it. It'd be tough seeing this in like an old movie theater with like the beat up old movie theater seats and stuff like that. Or you get into the theater and it's one of those theaters where the air conditioning doesn't work anymore and it's too hot and you realize that you've already paid, you're stuck in there for the next 4 hours. It's a risk, but I mean, I guess I should see it. I shouldn't be prejudiced against movies because of runtime.
No, but I mean, I can wait till this is on.
I mean, it's a huge. It becomes more of.
This is a commitment. This is like, where do I have?
That's what it is.
4 hours.
It's not just. Oh, I don't know if I can sit through a 4-hour movie. Like, yes, I can sit through a 4-hour movie. I'm a human being with a brain. It's functioning.
Troy, I think that's a shot at you.
That wasn't a shot at you, Troy. I think you have a functioning
Why are
brain.
you taking shots?
I didn't take a shot. As a matter of fact, Travis is the one that took the shot because I said I actually have a functioning brain, and the first thing Travis thought was that's a shot at Troy who doesn't. So that one. That one was on Travis, but it's more. When do I have
That's a commitment.
A 4 hour and change, because you got to drive to and from the theater. 4.5 hours to take away from work and family.
Yeah.
And like, to be like, oh, okay, I have this 4.5 hours I can take off of work. And my family's like, oh, this is great. And I go, no. I got to go see The Brutalist.
Yeah, I'll probably wait till it's on Plex.
Well, that's bootleg. That's
bootleg?
Brother, that's illegal.
But this is more of a, like, I'll watch it at home type thing. Like, I really want to see Nosferatu in a theater. You know? I don't
It's fantastic. By the way, 212.
212. Tight 212. I love that.
Tight 212. Necessary 212. So good. So good. Nosferatu.
I don't feel like I need to see this movie in a theater. You know?
I don't know, man. I like seeing movies in theaters.
I love it. It's my favorite
It says
thing.
it's an epic period drama. The word epic is a dog whistle telling you need to see it in a theater. Epic. But sometimes they just add epic because they want to get the money that they make when you see it in a theater. Oh, A24, you know, everybody loves these A24 movies. I'd like to see it in a theater.
But you're not.
I don't know if I'm going to find the 4.5 hours.
No. And that's fine. That's fine. Some movies you see in the theater, some you catch at home.
TJ in St. Louis?
Yeah, so when we were living in Germany, we were stationed over there for a few years. We would go to movies quite often because the movie theater would actually build the intermission into the movie. It wasn't in the movie, but, you know, the theater would cut off the movie for 10, 15 minutes so you can go get another beer, take a piss, whatever. It was great. It was the biggest culture shock when coming back to the States.
You liked it. You liked you liked the intermissions, TJ.
Love it.
Wow. All right. Thanks, man.
I got a small bladder. Yep. Bye-bye.
I think that I would imagine that this was a deal made by the theaters. That the theaters, because that's what it is, right? The idea that what TJ just said, I get to go out and have another beer. The theaters are like, if you go to the movie theater and you buy popcorn at the beginning of the movie, that's all the business we're getting out of you. But if you are willing to build in an intermission, which is going to encourage people to come out, buy more shit so we can make money, the theaters then will give you the real estate needed to put on this very long movie. I wouldn't be shocked by that.
You think this is a movie theater thing?
I wouldn't be shocked if the theaters went to the producers and said, this is what we need. Because I'm sure there was backlash against the idea of this movie being this long by theaters.
I guess, but I just looked up how long Killers of the Flower Moon was, which I did see in a theater. 3:30.
You saw that in theater?
I saw that in a theater.
There was no intermission in that.
No intermission.
That movie's so good.
And actually, Scorsese told theaters to stop adding an intermission because I did not intend for there to be an intermission in this movie.
And that's what I mean. That's why I think theater, because that's Scorsese, De Niro, DiCaprio. Like, that's not this. Right.
Yeah, I did that. That was 3:30, and I did that no problem. But I love that movie.
So good.
I thought it was great.
It's so good. It's so good. I watched it at home. It was on Apple TV, but it's so, yeah, it's great. It's one of those that I don't think I've watched it since.
Neither have I, but I should.
I would 100% watch it again. Yeah. It's odd to say an easy 3.5 hours.
It was.
Yeah, I agree.
So maybe this is an easy 3.5 hours as well.
You're right.
You know?
You're right. And everybody says it's great. So maybe I'll give it a try. I did see that the creator, we were talking about this yesterday, and we got our answer. I saw an article that they did an interview with the creator. They did an interview with the creator and some of the actors in Squid Game. All of the people that were questioned, the creator, the actor who played 456, I mean, everyone across the board was in full, total, 100% agreement that the only way this show should be watched is with subtitles. Oh, yeah. All of them.
Well, of course they're going to say that because they're Korean.
What does that mean?
Because they can speak Korean.
That's not what they said.
That sounds like a dog whistle.
Yeah, that's not why they said that. They didn't say that because they were like, well, of course, our language is the premier language. You must respect our language. No, that's not what they said. They said that the actor who plays 456, he said that you should watch it with subtitles because without subtitles, you don't get the proper inflection. Yeah. You don't get the nuance. You don't really get to know the characters. There is this barrier with subtitles where it builds this invisible wall between you and the characters. That connection is broached.
I mean, it's literally a meme of this guy saying, I've played the games before.
Right. How bad it is. Like, and you're like, I can't believe.
My daughter told me that's all they yell in high school now.
They love it.
Yeah, they love it. It's become
I've
a thing.
played the games before.
I've played these games before.
And it's
like if you're having an argument with your friend about like what's right and what's wrong, someone will just start yelling, I've played these games before.
Because it's so ridiculous.
It's a joke. It's ridiculous.
And it eases the tension.
Yes.
Because everybody has a good laugh at what kind of idiot will watch that show like that. But if but the creator is specifically saying, the creator, it makes no difference to him. He's making his money one way or the other. The creator is saying, like, no, if you want to understand these characters, understand the nuance. They're saying without saying, the subtitles sound ridiculous. And that's not what this show is. This is a real show. It's a serious show. It's actually a good show. It's an actual well-done show. And the subtitles make that very hard to decipher.
I didn't say it was a bad show.
Dumb it down.
This show is considerably worse with subtitles.
I mean, you didn't watch it with subtitles, or you didn't watch it with.
You think if I watched it without subtitles? You think if I watched it without subtitles, I go like, oh, this is actually even better.
I wouldn't. No. If you say it's better, but you get the point.
Well, I'll tell you.
But that's the whole thing that they're all saying.
The point is the important part.
No. They're all saying like they don't want you to just watch and, all right, I got it. I got the point. Like they don't want you to watch and just go broad strokes. Like, got it. Back in the game. Okay. He's super mad about it. Understood. They want you to actually like.
Where's the rest of the episode?
Go on the journey with the character. They want you to fall into this story that they're telling. Instead of just being like, okay, I could write a 1-page essay on the show if I had to. And therefore that's the proof that I've watched it. So what difference does it make? You see what I'm saying? You could write the essay, I'm sure. You're double spaced. But you could write the 1-page essay.
Yeah, I could.
But did you go on the journey with the characters, or no, you did not. What were you more into? The trials and tribulations that these characters were going through, or your stretching? What were you more focused on?
Well, I love a good stretch. Stretching out my back.
Yeah. It felt good?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's their point.
You lose so much.
You lose everything. The whole show is
like when you watch it
lost,
dubbed, like Troy did. Like you don't even know that Thanos is speaking English in very certain.
Did they dub Thanos' English?
I assume he's just speaking English.
Right, because they wouldn't use his real voice if the dubbed voice is this dubbed voice.
Yeah, he's just speaking English all the time.
Yeah, that was a whole funny part. You know,
the rapper guy.
Okay, all right. It would have been really funny if you didn't know which one Thanos was. He speaks like broken English in the thing.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, I don't know what you want me to tell you.
I love you.
I am the legend.
Thanos.
He says that.
He's the man.
Yeah, I heard him.
Well, no, you didn't hear him.
I'm the legend Thanos.
I'm the legend Thanos.
Come take a picture with me.
It sounds like it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch the dub version because my daughter is going to watch it soon. And she watched season 1 dubbed, which is fine. She's 15.
Right. And plus, she's probably going to be able to have a good laugh at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I told her, I'm like, listen, I'll watch it with you because I'm curious to see what it's like dubbed.
I think you should just criticize her and shame her for not saying that the director would prefer it this way.
Right.
She's a teenage girl.
Yeah, but you say, it doesn't matter, you're a teenage girl. This is what the director wants.
Right. You should treat her like she's a 50-year-old man.
Well, I've explained to her why I watched the correct way.
I think you should bully her. Make her feel bad.
You should ruin her life.
You tell her, I did it because I'm cultured?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's like,
so
he's like, well, I've watched it in a cultured way, but I guess I'll step down and watch it on your level.
We'll do it the dumbed down way for you.
Right, not the cultured way.
You should teach your daughter to be cultured.
I mean, I did tell her.
Do you think he feels really cultured when he has his little whiskey in his hand?
Yeah, and he's putting together his Legos.
What?
That's right. He's like, this is an adult model set.
You see the box, 18 and up.
Yeah. He's like Will Ferrell in the end of the Lego movie. When the kid says, this says 8 to 14, that's just a suggestion.
But I am excited to watch the dub version and just see how stupid it is.
Okay, see, you did it. You did it again.
Yeah,
It is stupid. We watched clips yesterday.
It is, but
It's
whatever.
stupid.
It's a meme.
You get the point.
But the point of watching shows is not to just get the point.
When you talk to your daughter, you're still going to be able to communicate with like what happened. In
Yes,
the
and
show.
we did. We did last. Yes, you were. In Troy's defense, you were absolutely right. I watched Squid Game 1 the right way. She watched it in her room dubbed. I mean, she was like 12 to 13
She's
at
12.
the time.
Yeah, I mean, but it's like if you read the cliff notes of a book because it's an assignment for school,
you can have a conversation.
I totally get it. You're getting the like whatever. But if you are reading a book for pleasure and you choose cliff notes, it's like because you get the point. It's like why would you do that? You're reading it for pleasure. Why would you read the cliff notes?
Yeah, it's not like Squid Game is an assignment.
Like I just wanted to check the box. Like okay, got it. I understand that. What's next?
And there you go. It was a big cultural thing over the holiday.
You didn't want to get left behind.
No, I figured you guys would watch it over the holiday and talk about
Oh,
it.
right. Can you imagine? You watch the Squid Game with the subtitles. I mean, without the subtitles. Because you're like, well, the guys will probably watch it. Let me get involved in this conversation. Not knowing that because you watched it, quote unquote, the wrong way, that the conversation would completely turn on you. You'd be better off if you hadn't watched it all.
You know what? That's a great point.
You're damned if you do and damned if you don't.
I might as well have not just said, fuck it, I'm not watching this.
So you might as well
Fuck
have.
those guys.
Right.
I am not watching
Right. The next time we're like, oh, you got to watch this. You say, no, fuck you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? No, because however I watch it, you'll shame me.
You'll criticize it.
That's right. It's tough being you, huh?
Well, with two fucking assholes.
Yeah, I get it.
You have to deal with every day.
You're right.
I get it. I have empathy.
I don't know if I agree.
No, he's totally off base. He's totally wrong. He's ridiculous. He's watching stupid stuff, stupid ways. Eugene in New Jersey. What's up, Eugene?
Hey, good morning, guys.
Morning.
Sam, I was just wondering, what about Nosferatu did you love the most? Because I thought it was complete dog shit.
Wow. You tell me what you thought was dog shit about it.
Oh, well, one, there was no context of the story.
What are you talking about? He's a vampire.
Especially... well, no, I mean, especially at like the end of the movie, like, you know, okay, so he is a vampire. He's been around for like hundreds of thousands of years, right?
Right.
He goes and seduces the woman, sticks it in her, whatever the fuck he does.
Okay.
He bites some titties, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, I forgot what time it was. And he's dead.
Yeah, bro. You never fucking and didn't realize what time it was anymore? Of course that's what's going to happen.
I guess, I don't know. I guess the titties must have been that good. I don't know.
Of course that you see him. Thank you, Eugene.
I turned my headphones off for that.
I was wondering if you were going to do that because I was like, oh, my man is dumping spoilers.
No. Even though, I mean, I know Nosferatu.
yeah. I mean, it's a tale as old as time.
I saw a tweet that Jimmy Carter was alive for every Nosferatu premiere.
I was thinking about that, man. As they're putting Jimmy Carter down, it is so wild to think about somebody that is 100 years old and what they've seen. So Jimmy Carter was... When did the first Nosferatu come out?
In the 30s.
Wow, I thought it was in the teens almost. So in the 30s it came out. So yeah, so he would have been born in whatever, 1924? End of 24. Which means that like really developing memory by 1929. Yeah, by 1929, he's like 4 or 5 years old. He's like remembering stuff. Yeah, 1929. The first
1929, yeah.
Yeah, 1929, the first Nosferatu came out. Then the other one came out in 1979. And he's like, they're remaking. And he goes, they're remaking this? in 1979, he's like, I remember when I saw the first one.
You mean the movie from my childhood?
Yeah. And it was wild in 1979 that he would have been around for the 1929 version.
Yeah.
And then 2024, he was
still alive.
What was his what day?
He died like the next day?
Yeah, something like that. Wow. And he probably could have got an advanced screening if he really wanted to. So it's still totally.
He died December 29th. So yeah,
it totally counts.
Yeah.
He probably did see it. They would have had to send him a link, I think. I don't think he was going to movie theaters, but
looked like him at the time.
Yeah.
He was pretty out of it at the end.
Still, it's a good movie. You know,
you just put it on. He
just put it on. Yeah, yeah. It's more for the caretaker. That was like, they sent us a link to Nosferatu already. Like, let's watch it. But it is so like, even if you take into account, you know, he was kind of out of it for the last year or so.
Yeah, I think more. I think he was in hospice for like 3 years or something.
Okay, so but still, you know, into the 2020s. He was cognizant and with it because he stayed with it for a long time. Like, remember we'd see footage of him getting on airplanes, building houses.
Oh, yeah.
like
Just a few years ago, he was like on an airplane shaking everybody's hand.
Yes. Yes. Going up and down the aisle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, he saw the Roaring 20s and the 2020s.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's great. Like, he would have watched Boardwalk Empire and gone like, well, that's not really what it looked like. Man. So for him, when people were like, oh, getting crazy on social media, he was like, this is totally, I mean, he would have been, he was 80 years old in 2004.
You're really good at this.
And still had, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. In 80, he was already saying, at 80 years old, I'm sure he was already saying, I can't believe how much I've seen in my lifetime. And then he got to see the next 20, more or less. He definitely had an iPhone.
Oh, for sure.
That's wild, man. That's wild. So speaking of movies, right? It's it snuck up on me, but what a time it is for docs right now. I got to catch up on a lot of these documentaries. So first, I didn't even know this, but there's another chapter in the Natalia Grace series. Remember The Curious Case of Natalia Grace? I mean, I loved it. It's the Curious Case of Natalia Grace is the story of the girl with dwarfism that was adopted. And then the first half of season 1 makes you think like, oh, this is literally the movie Orphan, where this is a scam. And the parents are saying that this girl was trying to kill us. She was actually an adult with a scam artist. We moved her into an apartment. All this stuff was going on. And then the second half of that same season, you start to find out maybe not. Maybe the parents were abusive. Maybe this was a terrible environment. You start to get more involved with the father, who is, the adoptive father is as wild a character as any documentary has ever had. Like, I would put, and we might have to do that, the GOAT documentary characters, I would put him right up there with Blow You for a Bottle of Water guy from the Firefest doc. It's hard to imagine, you know, just absolute documentary scene makers. When he I will never in my life, I don't care if I'm 100 years old, in pure Jimmy Carter state, where people think that I'm totally out of it, I want you to know that even if I'm not responding, as long as I'm have any semblance of consciousness, somewhere in my brain, I will be thinking about Natalia Grace's adoptive father throwing a baseball bat across the yard and pretending he's mad.
And what about pounding the ground?
Oh, you got it? You got the shot? Do you got the shot? Do you have it? This is what it looked like. And he's just punching the ground. He is incredible. Oh, this is it. Yeah, this is the scene. For whatever reason, this is the one that did it for me. I'll never stop thinking about this. He's like, why are you holding the baseball bat to begin with? It's clearly performative.
In a batting stance.
In a batting stance.
Way.
It's as performative as anything I've ever seen. But everything he does, like, his performance never breaks.
All for the camera.
There's never a scene in any season of this show where they've gotten past the facade he's put on. And I love that. As somebody who loves pro wrestling, I love that he never breaks kayfabe. He's decided this is who he is. It's unbelievable, right? So the first season, unbelievable. Then they did a season 2 where now Natalia Grace is actually cooperating with them, and she's doing interviews like with the doc makers. And she's moved in with the Mans family. And the Mans family, I mean, of course, I'm talking about Bishop Antoine Mans and his wife, the great Mrs. Mans. And they've taken in Natalia Grace because Natalia Grace's family moved her to the ghetto. Remember? And she like lost power for days and couldn't eat because, you know, she's very, very small.
Was that the apartment that was upstairs?
Yes.
Okay.
The walk up where she can't even walk. So like, great. Good luck with the walk up. Right. Yeah. They moved her to the ghetto where there were like shootings outside and everything. But that's where she met the Mans. And the Mans took her in. And the Mans, Bishop Antoine Mans and Mrs. Mans, they took in Natalia Grace and they said, I mean, the things that have been done to this poor girl are terrible. and they represented her, and they supported her, and they publicly supported her, and they brought her to meet her adoptive father. When she said, I mean, the season 2, it wasn't as good as season 1, but season 2 was still like, the scene in season 2, when she looks at her adoptive father, who she hasn't spoken to in years, and she goes, why are we here? And what she's looking for is the father to, like, at least take some kind of responsibility for what happened to her in his house. And he says, I mean, that's a big question. From a philosophical perspective, spiritually, why are we here? Like, he starts answering as if, why are we on this earth? And she's like, what the fuck is going on? What's the point of any of this? And then he ends up throwing a fit and speeding off in his sports car. Oh, that's right. I mean, you forget. I think you because this is an exhausting story, and it is an exhausting story.
And there's a lot of, like, this didn't have to be 6 episodes, especially in part 2.
No, this is a Discovery doc. This is not a...
Yeah.
Yes, it's exhausting, but there's gems in it.
Oh, yeah.
And they ended on a cliffhanger, which this is a cliffhanger, Travis.
Yeah.
Unlike Squid Game 2.
Both cliffhangers.
Where at the end of the show, they're still going like, well, the Mans are the good family, and the original adoptive family is the bad family. And at the end of the show, you just hear like a 911 call from the Mans that say, she's going crazy on us. Natalia Grace is going nuts on us. She's got a knife. She's got this, whatever. And you realize, like, oh, we have now been, it's like the double swerve. The first thing in the season 1 was that she was never a problem and the parents were the problem. And now at the end of season 2, the Mans are saying to a 911 operator something very similar to what the first family was saying. And you're like, wait a minute. What was the ruse? Was the ruse that we thought the ruse was the parents saying she's bad when in reality the first set of parents are bad. But is the real ruse that she's been bad the whole time? I mean, for me, as far as Discovery Plus docs, this is like that Primal Fear movie at the end of it, where I'm going, what? Is Natalia Grace Ed Norton? And we realize that the whole time she's been putting it on? And then the thing ends. And I had kind of forgotten that it ended that way. Like, I was waiting for the next... for like 2 weeks, I was like, oh, I can't wait for the next Natalia Grace.
I was done.
And then I forgot. No, you didn't want to see what happened to the Mans? I got to find out what happened to the Mans.
Yeah, I don't know.
No. I'm locked in. I got to find out. But I didn't know there was another season.
How long is this one?
I don't know, but it's already dropped. I haven't seen any of it.
It's on Max?
I got to watch it this weekend. It's on Max. You can check.
I'm checking right now.
Yeah, because I'm desperate to find out what happened to the Mans. Troy, I know you've been pretty concerned about the Mans.
Yeah. Because they seemed like a good family.
Right.
And you're like, okay,
especially
finally.
the Bishop Antoine.
Bishop Antoine. So it was like,
That's his
okay,
name.
finally she's with a good family.
That's right.
And then we got thrown a curveball. So now what's the issue with the Mans family?
What's the issue with the Mans family? Are they the culprits? Because at first you did wonder, are they exploiting Natalia Grace? Right. And you go, uh-oh. But then it seemed like they weren't, but now it seems like Natalia Grace attacked them or something. And so I guess Natalia Grace is involved in season 3. And she's going to explain her story again now, her new story, which is about the Mans.
All right, it's 4 episodes.
4 eps.
All 40 minutes. I can do that.
Yeah.
4 eps, 40 minutes.
I can do that.
Are they all out?
Yes.
Come on.
Yes, they're all out.
A nice, a hot 160?
Yeah.
You can do that.
Maybe after Jersey Shore tonight.
You're still watching, huh?
I love Jersey Shore.
That's so funny. You're the one.
Love Jersey Shore. It's one of the only things my wife and I are like 100%, hey, happy Jersey Day.
You do say happy Jersey Day on Thursday?
That's what today is.
I mean, that's so great that you guys still have an appointment viewing television show.
That's like literally the one.
That's so funny. And it's Jersey Shore. And it's like
Jersey Shore Family Vacation.
Right. It's the original cast.
Yeah.
It's romantic.
You think that the Teffs watch Jersey Day together?
I mean, that's sweet.
Yeah, it is sweet.
Look, am I lying? This is what I said today.
Hi, my love. Happy Jersey Day.
That's sweet.
That's
cute.
That is sweet.
Travis is keeping the romance alive.
That's right. And I love, too. I love
the situation.
I love that they love each other, and they're like, oh, let's see what Vinny Guadagnino is up to today.
It's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
I mean, I love that we're finding out the journeys. Is Angelina back?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Plus, at this point, it's like you've grown up with these people.
That's right. I mean, we were like adults.
We
when
were
she was
adults
reading.
already, yeah. I mean,
But you've watched them grow up.
Yeah.
To an extent.
I mean, they all got wives and kids.
And some have prison sentences.
And some have prison sentences, yeah.
We got a situation.
Oh, yeah, it's great. So we'll watch Jersey Shore, and then maybe we'll jump into Natalia Grace.
Yeah.
I guess.
But then it's quite a pickle because we got the Natalia Grace doc on Max, but then at the same time, Netflix just dropped a Jerry Springer doc.
Right.
And I'm really trying to watch this Jerry Springer doc too. Now, I believe the Jerry Springer doc is a one-parter.
No, it's 2. But it's like 50 minutes each. That's going to be a quick watch.
Why wouldn't you just do it as a doc? If it's 2 50-minute part, they love their eps.
Yeah.
They love their eps.
And that way, if they add more episodes, right?
Yeah, I guess you could.
More engagement.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 episodes, 49, 48 minutes.
Okay, I feel like, and it's wild card weekend too. I got a lot of watching to do with the wild card games. Natalia Grace.
So you're going to want to knock out a bunch of stuff
early,
tomorrow
during the day.
There's no games tomorrow night.
Right. No, you're right.
And then there's only 2 games.
Oh,
on
but
Saturday.
SmackDown just went 3 hours.
Jesus Christ, 3 hours?
Yes.
Troy, can you imagine that?
Yes.
It's just so much wrestling
I know.
every week.
What can I do?
Not watch?
That's not an option. It rules.
I mean, you're balls
Read
deep
a
at this point.
recap?
I'm going to say, well, no, I got the gist. What am I, an idiot?
Troy, I think that's a shot at you.
Why are you guys taking shots?
I didn't even consider you when I said that, to tell you the truth. Yeah, no. Oh, no. Don't worry, guys. I got the point. I start my podcast. Hey, man, I kind of watched wrestling while I was stretching. I got the point. That's not about you.
Yes. I love stretching.
Oh, really? I didn't realize that. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot. I hope that there's a new angle on the Jerry Springer thing, unless it's just a celebration of 90s culture, which if it's just like...
Somebody did watch and kind of told me a little bit about it, and they go pretty deep into like the darkness of what was involved.
Okay, and kind of the way they set up the scenarios.
The way they would handle things.
I like that.
And letting things go behind the scenes that were like really questionable.
I like that. Okay, all right.
You want the log line?
Yes.
Tension, trauma, and toxic relationships, and that's just the producers.
I like that. Okay, all right. That sounds titillating.
Could be this show.
That's right.
Uncover the secrets of the salacious talk show told by the people who made it. So yeah, I think they talk to the producers a lot. Episode 1 is kind of the beginning, most controversial thing ever seen on TV at the hands of a ruthless new producer.
They'll probably get into that bestiality episode.
That's right. Probably the KKK guys.
Oh, ruthless new producer. Oh, I like that. So they're not going to throw Jerry under the bus. They're going to throw the producer under the bus.
Oh, yeah. I don't think this is like,
That's
let's
sick.
take down Jerry now that he's gone.
They're probably just going to be like, Jerry was, because he's a great guy.
He is a great guy.
Okay, good.
He
All
wasn't
right.
happy that Sandy Kane was in that studio.
He was bummed. He was bummed. He thought we were going to have a real segment. All right. Okay. I'm in with that because luckily I've already gotten the Peacock Girls Gone Wild doc out of the way. I've watched that. By the way, not as pro Joe Francis as this one looks pro Jerry.
Interesting.
Joe Francis does not come across well. It'd be difficult, I think, for Joe Francis to come across well on anything, but...
The Girls Gone Wild guy?
Yeah.
But that's one of the most important...
cultural
collection,
milestones?
of our time. I mean, it was a watershed DVD collection.
Well, as it turns out, he may have been a massive scumbag.
Do we separate the art from the artist?
You're saying, can I still enjoy... Well, here's the problem. Part of what made him a scumbag was the way he created the art.
Someone had to get those girls to go wild.
No, you're right. You're right. And there was the tropical music playing wasn't doing it by itself.
There was a great deal of whimsy, fun.
Well, that's the problem. It was actually less whimsical and fun than you think.
They were just experimenting with things that they wouldn't do back home.
Right.
On vacation.
No. I also saw the commercials, so I know. I remember.
For our benefit.
Right. No, that was good, but most deeply regretted it and felt very, very coerced.
Can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs.
Okay, so you're saying Girls Gone Wild, the series is the omelet.
Yes.
Okay, got it. And the girls themselves are the eggs.
Well, that omelet's got to be made of something.
No, you're right. Otherwise, what are we eating? Pure air? So I've seen the Girls Gone Wild thing. That's just kind of like shows how, how seedy the whole thing was. And kind of how awful Joe Francis was. But then I also watched The Man Who Wants to Live Forever. Have you heard about this on Netflix?
I watched part of it.
You did?
Yeah.
It's about this Brian Johnson guy.
Oh, is this the CEO guy that tries to reverse his age?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
yeah,
He's become like a YouTube legend. And I like that you said CEO guy because some prefer the term vampire.
I mean, he's a
The man who thinks he can live forever? No, the man who wants to live
The
forever.
Man Who Wants to Live Forever, I think is what it's called. Yeah. And it's just a doc. It's not, I don't think it's episodes. I think it was just, the way I remember watching it was just one straight through. And it really, because like I've known about him for a long time, but I don't necessarily, it felt like one of those internet lores that was so deep to get into that I didn't even want to start.
Yes. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this will get me in the door. Basically, this guy, and it's really wild because when you watch the doc, you see pictures of what he looked like when he was just a person, like living his life as a tech CEO, entrepreneur guy, and he looks completely different. He looks like a different human being. But he said, that he was miserable, he was unhappy, he's gaining weight. He lost his family.
Really?
Yeah, the whole thing. So he decided, well, I'm gonna sell my company and I'm gonna throw myself into this thing where he started researching genealogical stuff. And I think first it was the diet, right? First he started, and he goes into all this stuff about rethinking food entirely. He's clearly a guy who is an obsessive person that needs to be locked into stuff.
Didn't you do plasma?
Oh, yeah. And they get into all of it.
Okay.
They get into all of it.
I remember seeing articles about him in the Daily Mail once a month, and I'm like,
yes.
I can't.
It's him. Yeah. It's him. Yes. Okay. He basically he said that his work-life balance was totally out of whack, that he was just obsessed with his work and realizing that it wasn't bringing him joy. It was not good for his family. But now when you see him on this pursuit to just live forever, you can see he's got the exact same obsession with this. Everything in his life is completely regimented. See that picture of him with the beard in the suit, on top row? That's him. Crazy, right? So
yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, he's obviously not going to live forever. Don't be an idiot.
No, he's not going to live forever.
We say he's going to die trying to live forever.
Oh.
Which is not a good thing to do with your life.
Doesn't everybody do that?
Well, no, he's actively trying to live forever. You're more saying, I'm going to try to live forever by not jumping out a window.
By just not dying, yeah.
Right.
He's spending his fortune trying to do this.
Well,
right?
That's it, yeah. But he's also, slowly creating a business around it too, selling supplements, selling this.
What, DDP yoga?
No, DDP yoga is actually something people can do, not hey, good news. If you're a millionaire, you can look younger.
Okay, so he's not trying to turn this into a business where it's hey, I'm doing this.
No, it's totally
attainable for most people.
100%.
Okay.
I think he sells olive oil and shit.
He does. He sells oil. Yeah, it feels more
for cooking?
Yeah.
That's cool.
It feels more like Alex Jones supplements than DDP stuff. You know what I mean? That's kind of that's kind of the vibe that I got anyway from the doc. I don't know. But so he started going when you go shopping and you buy food at the grocery store, I used to go in and just think about oh, what do I like to eat? What am I hungry for? That's what I'll buy. And I'm thinking yep, that's what you should be doing. Yeah. And he goes, I took a totally different approach. I said, not what do I want to eat, what tastes good? What do my organs want? What does my heart need? What does my liver need? What do my kidneys need? So he's one of these guys who the first step is changing it so he's eating strictly as a function. There's no...
Not for pleasure.
No, there's no enjoyment. There's no oh, this is there's satisfaction from it. There's no... It's just strictly as a function. If this doesn't satiate this organ, I'm having a little bit of this for that, I'm having a little bit of this for that, and he eats a ton of calories because he works out and puts on muscle and stuff like that. But it's all prepared stuff. This is exactly what I'm going to eat at this exact time. This is what I'm going to drink at this exact time. And this is why he takes 50 pills a day. He's got them all laid out. It's all different supplements, iron this, blah, 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 blah.
Does he have one of those old people things where it's
No, he's got to make, that means too many pills. You can never get a pill box that big. He's literally got them. He's like spends his like on the weekend. He'll figure out his week, and he'll have cups, and he'll like little cups, medicine cups, and he'll fill them with pills and have them in rows. And he's literally like taking a row of cups of pills a day.
That's exhausting.
The whole thing is so exhausting. He wakes up at a specific time every day. He has to. Well, not on Friday or Saturday.
No, that's true.
You know what I mean? He doesn't give himself the Friday or Saturday.
So his life
has
become a job to stay alive.
Yeah, I mean, he's literally like I think his whole thing is that he's living as almost a human science experiment.
Right.
Like the idea is that, yes, this is unattainable for regular people. It's too expensive. It'll never happen. But if I can prove that at this price point it works, then maybe the next millionaire, billionaire guy will do it. And slowly there'll be enough interest and enough people will be doing it that the price will go down.
I mean, I guess if you're self-aware and you know what you're doing, like...
Yeah, but it's
so he does no cheat days.
No. It's a lifestyle. It's his life. It's his whole
DiGiorno.
No.
Damn,
that's crazy.
That's probably where I tap out.
Like for me, there's a real luxury to the fact that it's like, oh, I need dinner. Unlike this guy, I can go to CVS for my dinner.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Like
I've been there.
Yeah. Like that's an awesome thing.
And you actually have multiple choices.
So I mean, I sit in front of that freezer box at CVS going like,
Hot
man,
Pocket?
yeah. My wife's like, it's been 30 minutes. I'm like, it's hard to choose, okay? Babe, feed
they
the
also
kids.
have pizza rolls.
Feed the kids whatever. I need to know what I'm eating tonight. It's difficult. They have all the options. He doesn't eat any of that stuff.
CVS.
But he also like works out like a fiend and specifically works out for specific, but it's not just, because at first he goes like when you're feeding organs, it's not just I want my body to function in a young, healthy way. Mm-hmm. It's also clearly the aesthetic, right? Like he wears a like weird laser helmet every morning to stimulate hair growth.
I should do that.
To make, well, I mean, it's a little late for you.
Right.
But for me, it's a choice.
Not if I'm going to live forever.
No, that's true. You got all the time in the world. I mean, hundreds of years. I don't care if it takes that long. They were going through all like the headlines that have been written about him. And just real quick, they mentioned that he did do a bunch of penis shock treatment.
Okay.
Yes.
Wait, this helmet's $110 million.
That's what I'm saying. That's the level that we're playing at. So he's like, look, all you need to do is buy this $110 million helmet and you can have a weird head of hair.
I don't have close to that.
No, even if it was $110, I'd be like, I don't know if I'm spending $110 on that. That's like, that's kind of a lot.
I could buy Fortnite skins with that.
Exactly. He's buying human skin. Yeah. And he goes like, he's done the penis. He wants his penis to be younger as well,
Sure.
Because that's an organ, I guess. So he wants to
you
make.
gotta feed it.
Right. So he's treating his penis, even though he doesn't have time to date anyone.
He tried,
but the minute he has a first date, he's like, "This is what I do with my life," and she's like, "I don't think I want any part of this."
Well, the first date, he goes, "These are the top 5 reasons why you shouldn't date me."
Right, and she goes, "Okay. I mean, you had me at 3. See you later."
Is this dude just like some other dude?
That's his son.
Oh,
bro,
God!
That whole relationship is so strange.
Haven't even started.
I'm gonna have to watch this
with the son.
Okay.
It's a weird thing, right? He was famous on the internet for a while because I think he has a young anus. They said.
Oh, the anus of like an 18-year-old.
He has the anus of an 18-year-old, which
who determined that?
Would have to be a doctor.
An anus doctor.
Yeah, anal doctor.
Like a transplant or
he
functioning anus.
No, it was like
elasticity.
It was like in the Squid Games when they take people's organs, they took an 18-year-old's anus.
Like he acquired an.
That's right, and they implanted it onto this guy.
Like that John Travolta Nicolas Cage movie.
Right, Anus Off is what it's called. Yeah. Yeah, no. They said the elasticity of his anus is that of an 18-year-old, and that's because
good for him.
And he said it's 2 reasons. Number 1, he monitors his bowel movements. Number 2, exit only.
Okay.
So he's killing it right now. He also is like, and this is where they always lose me too. He's one of these like, he has to get 8.5, 9 hours of sleep at night. Like he had every night. So
That's a lot of sleep.
He needs 100% sleep ratio.
Yeah. He's got one of those sleep watches.
Yeah.
My sleep ratio, I didn't even buy one of those watches. They'd be like, it's always stuck at 7%. This is terrible.
Yeah.
He goes to bed at 8:30.
8:30?
Every night. He goes to bed at 8:30.
Sounds great.
You like that idea?
If I could get 100% sleep ratio every night, I got 89% last night. I was so excited.
I would love it if Troy evolved into this.
No.
I wish Troy made a whole bunch of money. Because if Troy was an entrepreneur, he'd 100% be this guy.
No, I wouldn't.
I think so.
Because this guy has dedicated his entire life. He forfeits everything in his life to just live life.
That's true.
Yeah, and you want to have fun.
Yeah, and it's like, what, he's going to get maybe an extra 10 years out of life?
He's not going to get anything. And they're going to be bad. That's going to be a bad 10.
I mean, he'll probably die younger because he's so stressed about making sure he dies older.
He might just get hit by a bus.
Yeah, or a car accident or something.
I mean, he lives in L.A. He's probably on fire.
His house is gone. All his supplements and shit is gone.
He's like, I'm going to take my hair helmet and my blender.
I gotta grab that hair.
Yeah, so when he grew up, he was in the Mormon church. So again, another thing, and when you talk to his parents, they said he was obsessed with it. If you really pay attention to the doc, every single thing he's done, he's been completely obsessed with. They thought he was going to grow within the Mormon church. And he said he had like one of those crisis of faith things where he had his whole personality, his whole being revolved around the church. And you hear this a lot, right? Where it's like, it's not just a belief system, it's this is who I am. And then when you start to question the church, all of a sudden, everything that you are gets called into question. And he said that's what happened to him. And that was the beginning of this road, the church, the wife, the company. Now I got to go wear a hair helmet. And then he's got this son. So he's got 2 kids. One of them won't talk to him.
Wow.
But the son,
nice.
the son moved in with him for his last year. And as much as it's kind of sweet that as much weirdness is going on, he's also dreading empty nest syndrome.
Oh, so he's got real concerns, just like
real
parent guy.
Like part of me was like, oh man, yeah, that's gonna be tough when the kids leave. But the other part of me was like, what are you talking about? A young anus? What do you mean you have a young anus?
I'm sorry, his son's name is Talmage.
Talmud. How's it spelled?
Talmage.
Yeah, Talmud. It almost sounds like it's a Talmud in the thing. It's it's not mush. It's a hard Talmud.
Okay.
That's how, Talmud. And his son moves in with him, fully supportive, works out with him, does all the stuff with him. But there are these instances where he's like talking to the camera and he's working out in the garage with his son. And he's like, Talmud is like, I tell him, he's the perfect specimen.
What a fucking weird thing to say.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely, did you think it felt a little incestual at times?
It felt really strange. When he was like, he's a perfect specimen. Because he wasn't just like, he clearly loved his son, but at the same time, he wants to be young so badly that he kind of wants to be his son too.
Yeah.
He wants his son's body. So then they go like his dad just looks like a regular kind of fat old guy. You know what I mean? Like just a
like his dad.
Yeah. Brian Johnson's dad.
Right.
And his parents are a little like, I don't know what this guy's doing. Ever since he left the Mormon church, he's kind of gone off his rocker a little bit. But they reconnect because his dad is like got early Alzheimer's stuff going on.
Okay.
And Brian obviously cares about his parents, and he's like, oh, so he obviously knows the cure for everything. And he goes, there's a lot of research into this plasma switching, right? Where you take where you take some of my blood, you mix it with your blood, and that it strengthens everything. When there's new blood put in,
younger blood
put in. It strengthens everything. It's better for Alzheimer's. It's better for all this stuff.
Hey, blood brother.
So they go, okay, so Brian's going to give some of his blood to his dad to try to help with his dad's Alzheimer's.
Okay.
But then Brian goes, the thing about this is not only does it help medically, but it makes this amazing connection between father and son. It makes
go to a baseball game.
The fact, that's probably the better choice. Just go see the Orioles, you know?
Yeah.
It's fine. He said it makes this amazing connection. And when he says it makes this amazing connection, he goes, that's when I came up with a great idea. I said, well, if we're doing this amazing connection, right? And I'm giving my blood to my dad. He goes to Talmud, and he goes, Talmud, why don't you give me some of your blood?
Ah.
And the poor son, he goes,
I believe it's called Menage a Trois.
The poor son, he's like, you mean because of the connection? And the dad goes, yeah, it'll be a great connection. Yeah, of course.
Also, I guess Brian doesn't want his dad's old
No,
Alzheimer's
it doesn't go the other way. It doesn't.
Oh, okay.
No. He's not. I'm not taking that bullshit.
Yeah.
No. I work too hard for my blood, but I want some of that Talmud blood. I want that.
How about you give me all your blood?
And
that's where this is going.
And the poor son goes like, okay, yeah, no, I'll do it. I trust you. And they go and they show him go on this trip. They first start, I don't know what they're doing it for, but they take topless photos on a golf course for whatever reason. That was a weird part, right? You watch,
like in the pool?
Yeah.
It was raining?
They just pop their shirts off. And
they're like all hugging each other?
Yeah, we're a
strange,
family.
Man. Like, this whole thing just freaked me out.
And then he gets he gives his blood to his father to try to help his father, but then for whatever reason is also like, and then I'm getting some of my son's blood too. And so he's got his son's blood in him. And he's like, I know people say that we're vampires, but they don't get it. I'm like, I don't think they're the confused ones.
No, it's strange.
You think eventually there's going to be a documentary with Talmud?
Oh, yeah. And he's like, when he goes like, yeah, no, I snapped out of it. And I was like, it's not normal for your dad to want to eat you.
Yeah.
If I consume you, you'll live within me.
I can just be you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, but then the real weird part.
That's not the real weird part?
Well, for me, the real weird part was that people buy into it. Because people do have this desire.
I see. He's selling shit on Amazon.
Yes. Blueprint is the thing, right? But people not only buy into it, because people do have this desire to want to live forever.
Of course.
And you say, of course. I go, like, for absolutely what?
I mean, I've known about this since Oasis put the song out.
No,
like this is
Oasis. They did. I made it seem like it was a good idea.
It's not a new concept.
But like the older I get and the more time I spend on this planet, I'm like, I'm glad I'm on the planet. I'm really glad.
Of course.
I'm having a great time, and life is such a blessing. But like, it's enough as it is. You know what I mean? It's meant to be finite.
Is that what makes it special?
Yeah, of course.
You make every day count because it's going to end at some point.
Of course. Like instead of trying to spend my days like pushing the ending away, just make the days count, accomplish as much as you can, do as much good stuff, do stuff that feels good, and that's it.
Yeah, like why do you want to live forever?
I don't want to live forever.
I think people are just so afraid of what's next that they just want to put it off as far as they can.
It's the same people who go to graduate school and are still undeclared. Like, just be a grown-up. Just go get a job. Just, what are you talking about? No, I'm getting a doctorate. In what? I'm going to decide when I get there.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep staying in school because my parents are going to keep paying for it. Like, the thing, and this is where I've felt like, oh, maybe that's the follow-up doc, because I'm always thinking now, when these docs come out that are kind of weird, and then, by the way, I know Netflix likes this guy. He was in the audience for Raw.
Oh.
And he had decent seats. So I was like, okay, Netflix is into this. I go, great. Here's the follow-up. At the end of the thing, they go, you at home might think this is weird, but it's really benefiting a lot of people and making a positive impact. And they show that his son has started a blueprint. That's like, they call it Blueprint because Brian Johnson is the blueprint for what you can do.
Right.
His son has started a Blueprint group in the wherever state, city, wherever his college is. And you see that throughout the country, groups of people who follow what Brian Johnson is doing and his teachings and his supplements and his way of life are all popping up everywhere. And I go, dude, we are one step away from a full-on cult. This could be great. Can you imagine the follow-up doc to this? It's like, no, we went full cult. It's only gonna, there's one step removed. And we all know this. This is when you realize you're in a cult.
I know it is.
It's when Brian Johnson gets everybody together, right? It's like, okay, here's what we're going to do. Every Blueprint person in every city in the world is all going to come to one location, and we're going to spend the weekend there. right? And it's going to be a festival. It's going to be great. And Friday night's going to be awesome. And Saturday afternoon is going to be awesome. And then on Saturday night, Brian drops, hey, there's one more thing. Like, I think we've got this all figured out, but I'm going to have sex with all your wives. Like,
just real quick.
Just trust me when I tell you.
It's all good.
This is perfect.
It's part of the blueprint.
It's very normal. It's very natural. Part of the blueprint. This is how and trust me when I tell you, part of the reason that you're not going to live forever right now is you are having sex with your wives. I'm going to have to do that. And once we hear that Brian Johnson's going to have sex with everybody's wives, that's when we know we're here, baby. Full cult. We've done it. Great. We're ready for the follow-up.
I'm not sure the wives are the only thing he's interested in.
Well, we don't know. Who's to say? That's for the documentary to unpack.
That's a good point.
You know? But the point is that we at least need to know that. Okay? Because we don't know. Who's to say of anything? All I know is what I saw in the doc.
But now I'm guessing
And he loves being shirtless.
I could see. I mean, I Google imaged him, and it's just all shirtless photos.
That's right.
And he grew his hair out, and then he was wearing a French braid for a little while.
I forgot about that. He did have long hair and a French braid for a bit.
That's a little weird.
I mean, it was just like, what the hell is going on with this guy?
Well, I would think that I would think that like when your hair helmet works that good,
you want to show it.
You just want to keep growing your hair. Yeah, it's like when I got my air fryer. The amount of chicken nuggets that I was making was insane. Like, it was like no single human being could consume this many chicken nuggets. I don't care what kind of dip you have. I don't care. I mean, I felt like you when you tried to eat all those Raisin Canes.
But they tasted so good in the air fryer.
Well, they tasted so good, and I had the air fryer. I wanted to use it, and I wanted to show how much you could use it, and the fact that the chicken nuggets really did not take that much time at all.
No, 8 minutes.
And they felt so and they tasted so fresh and crispy. So I think that same thing is with the hair helmet. He paid $100 million for it or whatever it said. So he's like, well, now I can French braid.
But there's so many other ways to display your locks.
Than a French braid?
Than a French braid is a little, I mean, that's what like...
Over the river and the bend?
Over the river and around the bend, and very teenage girl.
Sure, but I mean...
Earring on a specific ear?
It's not the 90s anymore. You can put your earring on whatever ear you want.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
As a matter of fact,
okay.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It's just it looked. It's one of those things that's like a little bit of a red flag of like, that's a little strange. Why are you doing that?
Well, because teenage girl, but emphasis on teenage, young, you know. Plus, when you got hair that long, you really want to, show it off.
But you could do other things with it.
Like what? Standard pony? I don't think so.
I mean, he'd look awesome with cornrows.
Man bun? Like, what are you looking for?
Man bun would be good. Man bun could be good, but I think French braid is great. And he was making he's got this woman who works with him that's like his media person that's gotten him all on YouTube and everything. I guarantee you she's the one that did the French braid.
You think so?
I think so.
You don't think it was him?
No, I don't think so. I think it was her. I think while he was doing some kind of process to elongate his life, whether it was some kind of exercise, some kind of hair helmet ritual, something. He was doing something else while she stood behind him French braiding. She was probably so psyched when he was like, I think I'm going to wear my hair shorter. Yes! Her fingers were sore from all the French braiding.
Now, none of this stuff is bad for you, I'm guessing. Like, if he's selling supplements, like, this is...
No, I think it's more like... does it... I wouldn't guess that it's bad for you. I would question to what degree does it actually work, but
Right.
you question that with every supplement.
Right.
Like anytime somebody puts out a supplement, to what
But he's
degree...
not leading people astray in the sense that, like, hey, this
No.
is actually, like, really not good for you to do.
No, I didn't get that feeling of taking advantage of people.
Right.
Did you were going to jump in?
I
Mike?
think all roads lead to organ harvesting.
Okay, so you're thinking he wants to organ harvest?
I think it's less about having sex with people's wives, and I think what he's trying to do is establish, like, what he's done with his son is sort of a unending reservoir of blood and organs,
Okay.
so that he can live forever.
So this is a different type of Squid Game.
You're thinking more like people end up going into racks.
He gets to a certain age and say, "Oh,
Sure.
look, your kidneys are going. We need new kidneys, or you're done." And he just he goes into a refrigerator or a bed, and he's just got people laying there waiting to give up organs for him.
Yeah, I have a plethora of kidneys. That's really not going to be
No
an
problem.
issue. Yeah. Okay.
Not
I
a
think
big
that's
deal.
possible.
What size do you need?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. To what age should the kidneys be?
And they talked to a doctor, and they were saying, well, he's doing these things to better his health and stuff. They said he's taking so much stuff, you don't know what's actually working for him.
Right.
Because he's just taking everything.
He's doing so much.
Yeah, you're like, you can't pinpoint exactly what's helping him the most.
Right. So there's no way of knowing. But yeah, to answer your question, Travis, I didn't get the sense that the people that are following him and buying his stuff are like, I mean,
Like
that's
there's not
pretty
going to be some
expensive for supplements. but
class action lawsuit.
I doubt it. It's more like people that are kind of, you always find that people that are kind of lost and looking for answers.
Mm-hmm.
And they find this thing, and then it's just most of the stories that they put like this into documentaries, the people who are being followed cannot control themselves, and either they take advantage of the people or somebody comes along who will take advantage of the people.
Yeah.
Like Mother Earth or Mother Love, who's the mother of Brother Love, I believe, unless that was her brother. I'm not sure. She didn't feel like she was taking advantage of people. But then the guy came in who could kind of work her and take advantage. That's the way I saw it anyway. And he was more the one who was like, I better have sex with everyone's wives.
Yeah, just real quick.
Yeah. You would think more often, because it is always a very similar story, that the minute, that's like the reddest of the red flags. The minute the dude says sex with wives, you're like, oh, I've got myself involved in something I didn't mean to.
Oh, this is a cult.
This is a cult. Or maybe you go, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, no, I'm here for the cult.
Oh, finally.
So yeah, it was good. It was. I mean, interesting.
I'm gonna watch this one.
Yeah, it's a wild one. It's a trip for sure. Let's take a break. We are gonna we still got some stuff that I want to talk about. We're gonna play the boys are gonna submit suggestions for their favorite clip that we've played this week. A lot to do. Still here. We'll be right back.
Sirius XM, Channel 103. Faction Talk.
The #1 pro wrestling show on the planet, Busted Open, is now on Faction Talk. Channel 103. This is Dave LaGreca. Hear me alongside my rotating cast of Hall of Famers and pro wrestling legends every weeknight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Faction Talk. A daily breakdown of everything going on in the world of pro wrestling and a ton of laughs along the way. It's Busted Open, now, weeknights at 9 p.m. Eastern on Faction Talk, Channel 103, and on the all-new Sirius XM app.
It's Carrie's country. You're just living in it.
You can tell Carrie's in her element. These are her people. This is what she loves to do.
Carrie Underwood's own channel, featuring live performances, brand new music, and never-before-heard stories from the idol-turned-country icon.
You want to hear a variety. You don't want to hear the same songs. You want new things for your ear to gravitate toward.
Travel to Carrie's country anytime. Sirius XM, Channel 60.
You know, as they say, one person's personal information is another person's treasure.
That's why I don't go online without connecting to NordVPN. I don't want anyone stealing my personal information and snooping on my browsing activity. Also, TechRadar named NordVPN as the most trusted VPN by casual users and experts. Features like Threat Protection Pro safeguard your devices from phishing websites. Scan downloads for malicious files, and disable intrusive ads and trackers so you can surf more safely online. Just check NordVPN.com, grab the deal, and see for yourself. By the way, you can protect up to 10 devices with one account. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
This statement has not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Between all the holiday parties,
weekend tailgates,
and family get-togethers,
We've been overindulging a little more than usual over the holidays, but now we are starting the new year off on a healthier note by taking Active Liver supplements from New Nordic every day.
Active Liver contains a powerful blend of turmeric, milk thistle, and globe artichoke extract, all natural ingredients that help protect the liver so that it can protect you from toxins. It's like giving my body a daily detox. I've never felt better, and my energy is through the roof.
And my doctor is already impressed with how much better my numbers are looking. So if better health, more energy, and detoxing your body are some of your priorities this year, get Active Liver today and start the year off knowing you're giving your liver some well-deserved relief.
Active Liver is available in both tablets and as a delicious gummy. You can find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS or online at Amazon or newnordicusa.com.
If you're one of the millions of people enjoying the weight loss benefits of GLP-1s, now you can enhance your weight loss journey with Replenza. Replenza is physician-formulated nutritional support designed for GLP-1 users, so you can look great and feel great while you lose weight.
It is a game changer. I've got energy. I feel great.
Nothing else worked for me like this.
Replenza is formulated for GLP-1 users to support muscle recovery, digestive health, and skin elasticity.
Replenza is refreshing and light. I am obsessed with drinking it in the morning. It's delicious. I love it.
With Replenza, you can look great and feel great while you lose weight. Get your GLP-1 daily replenisher at ReplenzaLabs.com now. That's ReplenzaLabs.com, spelled REPLENZA Labs.com. ReplenzaLabs.com.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. As with any dietary supplement, consult your healthcare provider before use, especially if you're pregnant, nursing, or taking medication on a regular basis.
The college football playoff semifinals are on SiriusXM. Tonight at 7:30 Eastern, Penn State takes on Notre Dame.
And the Irish will go play in the semifinal. Woo!
Then tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern, the Longhorns of Texas and Ohio State meet up in Dallas.
Jeremiah Smith with another magical catch.
Get your channel numbers at SiriusXM.com/college football schedule or search college football on the SiriusXM app. And for expert analysis, check out College Sports Radio Channel 84.
You know, as they say, one person's personal information is another person's treasure.
That's why I don't go online without connecting to NordVPN. I don't want anyone stealing my personal information and snooping on my browsing activity. Also, TechRadar named NordVPN as the most trusted VPN by casual users and experts. Features like Threat Protection Pro safeguard your devices from phishing websites, scan downloads for malicious files, and disable intrusive ads and trackers so you can surf more safely online. Just check NordVPN.com, grab the deal, and see for yourself. By the way, you can protect up to 10 devices with one account. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
Hey, Jeff, looks like your business is really booming, even in a tough time for businesses like ours.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, thanks to LendSeek, our business was able to take care of some outstanding bills and taxes and to purchase inventory and expand our product lines.
Wow. You know, my business needs working capital, but only from a reputable company that I can trust and count on. How does LendSeek work?
Fast and easy. Just apply at lendseek.com. Their AI lending platform gave my business access to over 100 funding programs with one simple application. And it costs nothing to apply.
At lendseek.com, you can receive business funding with no collateral, no prepayment penalties, and no restrictions on how you use the funds. Whatever your funding needs are, seek no more. Our AI lending marketplace has you covered. If you've been in business at least 1 year with annual revenue of at least $250,000, you could get the funding your business needs in as little as 24 hours. There's no obligation, so apply today at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
Okay, business leaders, are you playing defense or are you on the offense? Are you just, excuse me, hey, I'm trying to talk business here. As I was saying, are you here just to play or are you playing to win? If you're in it to win, meet your next MVP, NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite is your full business management system in one suite. With NetSuite, you're running your accounting, your financials, HR, e-commerce, and more, all from your online dashboard. One source of truth means every department's working from the same numbers with no data delays. And with AI embedded throughout, you're automating manual tasks, plus getting fast insights for your next move. Whether you're competing on your your home turf or looking to conquer international markets, NetSuite helps you get the W. Over 40,000 businesses have already made the move to NetSuite, the #1 cloud ERP.
Right now, get the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning at netsuite.com/markets. Get this free guide at netsuite.com/markets.
Okay, guys.
Sirius XM, Channel 103. Faction Talk.
Yesterday, well, viral. It was trending. The Boys was trending. I watched The Boys. I like The Boys, the Amazon show about the superheroes. But there's this clip that was trending, and it said it was French language, but I translated it, and it just said, like, what the hell is this? Like, what is this? And you can see in the clip. Well, Travis, why don't you, I guess you could hit.
You want to just play the clip?
Play the clip, and we'll talk over it because it's not like there's audio in it that explains what it is.
Oh, hang on. I got something. Oh, here
we go. I like that. I thought that was my internal monologue. That was Natalia Grace's adoptive father throwing the baseball bat again.
All right.
Right.
Here we go.
Now, you had never seen this, Travis?
I have not seen The Boys yet.
So you haven't seen this scene?
No.
So there's a nude man and a much, much larger pantless man.
Okay.
And this tiny nude man has jumped into a hole.
Is that an anus? That looks like an anus.
Well, I want you guys, I was hoping, that's why I didn't say anything. That's why I didn't spoil it. That is not an anus.
All right, so he's in the anus.
No. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a urethra.
Oh, my God.
What? So, hit pause. So
that's not the same thing?
No. So part of the charm of The Boys is that these people with superpowers are extremely flawed people. It's basically like, so the superheroes obviously become celebrities. And celebrities,
I know that, yeah.
But celebrities are the like dirtbags of the century. So like you see most of these superheroes do all this weird shit like this, right? So like the if you go back to like 1 second ago where you saw the little guy walking around in front of the penis, see all that around him?
Yeah.
Cocaine.
Okay.
Those are lines of cocaine that are around him. So this guy's ability is he's like Ant-Man in the sense that he can shrink.
Okay.
But instead of just using his superpower to save people, he uses his superpower to also please other men. And what he likes to do is they do a bunch of cocaine, and then he gets really, really tiny, and he hops into their urethra, and he strokes the inside of the penis, and they get much pleasure.
Is this something that happens more than once on the show?
No, because this isn't even a main character.
Oh.
It's just they're doing like a reconnaissance mission to find this hero. This isn't one of the like main superheroes. This is just a guy who gets introduced, I believe, at the beginning of maybe season 2 or 3.
Okay.
And
no, honey, it was a reconnaissance mission.
right. So we really only only know this guy for this one scene. This is his moment on the show.
So you're not spoiling anything for me, like, hey, this happens all the time.
No, this is a moment, and you'll see it, and you'll enjoy it again when you see it the second time. But he,
I mean, I don't know if I will, but okay.
But watch what happens as he goes through the cocaine, and the mini-man jumps into the guy's urethra, and you hear the guy, he's pleased by it. And this tiny naked man, see, that's the inside Troy of the shaft.
Okay.
Right?
Well, why were they...
And he's done this many times before. This is what he does. Why were they what?
Well, I feel like they showed him going in from the behind.
No. That wasn't the behind. That was the front. That was the wiener. See, they showed his...
Oh, he's at the table.
He's at the table. They showed his behind to let you know he's not wearing any pants. That's just context.
And I do see that the subtitles say, I'm going to rock your fucking dick. Okay.
Babe. It says babe.
Sorry. You're right. I shouldn't.
Yeah. He's being romantic. Yeah, they're at a party, and they're like, let's go over here.
I thought he was jumping in from the bed into the anus.
But this is what this superhero clearly does. Like, it's established. It's not like, oh, I have this weird idea I just thought of. He's like, what I like to do in a sexual way is to do, like, a bunch of cocaine and like get real small and like go inside a urethra.
Okay.
Right. And is it pleasure when something crawls up in your urethra?
Well, yeah, he said don't stop.
Yeah, the guy loves it.
Like, look, the guy, you can hear him moaning.
You can hear him moaning. Yeah. That's him. You should try it, dude. If you find a mini man, you should try it.
And now
See, it's all the nerves inside. He can't believe it.
Yeah, he likes.
I don't think.
He can't believe it. He wants to go all the way into the prostate.
Okay.
Right? Uh-oh, now he's concerned. The mini-man is concerned.
Why?
Because he's got to sneeze.
Okay.
Okay?
That's fine.
See, he can't believe he's done that. Because he did cocaine, so it got in his nose. And when the guy sneezes, he has no control, so he...
Wait.
What?
So he's in the guy's pee
He's
hole.
in the guy's urethra.
You can see it right there.
And then he
sneezes,
and he gets after he sneezes, he becomes regular size.
He becomes
again?
full size. He has no control
and
over
then
it.
the rest of the guy's innards just explode
because he was all the way in the urethra.
Well, yeah, and he becomes a normal-sized man.
He was headed towards
From a sneeze. Why did a sneeze cause him to go back to normal size?
Because he doesn't have any control anymore, and so that's just the power. That's just the way that power works.
And man is flawed.
Man is flawed, and it is what it is. You know, if he were to not be in a urethra and sneeze, he would also go back to regular size.
Okay.
Except he wouldn't be inside a body, so nobody would blow up.
Do we have any idea why the guy just decides to become mini and then crawl inside a guy's dick
What's
hole?
the context here? Are they having relations?
No, this is just like what he does for sexual kicks. Yeah. He's like
the guy that just exploded.
Well, the guy that just exploded wanted to hook up with this dude.
And why did the guy shrink?
Because he was like, wait till you see what I can do.
He's like, hey, good news.
Like, wait till you see. You have never been sexually gratified like
Is
this.
it known by the public that this guy can do that, and that's why?
No, I mean they don't. I don't even think they know he's gay. Like, no, like they don't know that he's going into dicks. This is not like this is like the dark underbelly of superhero world,
right?
You know. And then he accidentally murders this dude because he sneezed inside the urethra because he's being so irresponsible. And then the boys are able to use that, you know, because now he's like in this state of absolute shock. And by the way, the boys, who are the group that are trying to stop these evil superheroes, also did not know this was going on. So when they see it, they're like, "What the fuck?"
Okay.
And how do you explain this to the police?
Why
before the police got there?
Yeah, the police didn't get involved.
Well, it's a murder.
No, it's one of those "it was what it was" type of things. I
That's
mean,
more of a manslaughter.
He did not mean to do that. He did not walk in trying to murder that guy. He wanted to please him.
Yeah.
He wanted to bring him pleasure, and instead he brought him the ultimate pain.
I gotta watch this show.
Also fun to prosecute who can prove that you killed a guy by
Right.
blowing up his dick from the inside.
Right. You're telling me I went into his penis. In. Okay. Like, you guys are watching it as a fictional scene on a fictional show and watching me like, I don't get it. What the hell are you talking about? But when I saw this, I go, this is some of the most creative writing I've ever seen. Like, this is insane. Somebody in that writer's room was like, what if this little guy goes into his dick? And they go, yeah. Let's put that in let's do that. So, and then of course, and I never even thought about it because I never considered anybody would see this scene out of context. But then it goes on Twitter completely out of context. And of course, it's everywhere because people are like, what the fuck is this? But you can see now when you look at it, it's not cheeks.
No. It's not cheeks. It's clearly a penis.
And a
I
hole.
thought at first it was an anus. But
So did I.
Because who would assume urethra? Like, anytime something like this is done, that's what makes the boys so original. Like, you don't think urethra play. You never even heard that, have you?
I mean, people get pleasure out of sticking stuff down their urethra.
But like penis torture Olympic type stuff.
Well, remember that guy that Opie and Anthony stuck a screwdriver, broke a light bulb in his penis?
Right. This is different, though. This is not like, I'm going to cause you pain, which brings you pleasure.
Well, it brought him pain, just blew up.
He didn't know that was going to happen. Neither of them knew that was going to happen. You saw the reaction of the guy when he gets big, and he's like, oh, no, what did I do?
Yeah, he was clearly distraught.
Yeah. It fucked him up. No spoiler, but it really fucked him up.
That's fine. I'll get around to the show eventually.
It's good.
I'm thinking I'll probably skip it.
I hear it's good
because of this.
And I
mean, just I think I got the gist of it.
Well, I don't know if
That's
this is
not- it's not a-
I don't know if this is the show.
This was a fairly shocking scene, to tell you the truth. This isn't.
I mean, where do you go from here?
It's a good point. Out of context, I can understand why you would feel that way. Again, this was not a strong narrative plot point. This is not one of the main characters of the show. This is just an instance. This is just a show like this is what these superheroes are doing in their off time.
So this show
They're degenerates.
Goes into the story of the guy that went into the guy's penis.
No.
Oh, well, who's the... I'm out.
You're frustrated about the whole
I've been
thing.
more excited about the Jerry Springer documentary.
Okay, all right. Watch that then. I mean, you lived through that. Watch that. Yeah, I get it because you'd be sitting there at home stretching, not paying attention. And then all of a sudden, somebody's blowing up from a urethra, and you're like, what the hell is even going on this show? I can't.
I'm going to turn it off.
I'm going to turn it off. I don't want to. Yeah. And it would disrupt your whole yoga mojo.
Yeah.
Somebody blowing up from the urethra?
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. I got freaked out by that last guy, Brian Johnson.
That was enough.
That guy was like, this guy's a creep. I got to turn this off.
You don't want that energy around you.
I do not.
Yeah, but that guy's a real life guy. This is just a show.
Yeah, but
this isn't based on a true story.
This is fiction.
There's never been a guy who can make himself small and go into a urethra and blow a guy up from the urethra. That didn't happen. Just so you know, just for your own.
This wasn't a documentary?
This one was not a documentary. And I get where that would be confusing because we just talked a whole bunch about documentaries. This is not a documentary.
Yeah, so thanks for showing me this. I'm good.
I love it.
It's great, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy on Staten. Oh, it's Jimmy again. What's up, Jimmy?
Yeah, it's me, bro. Yeah, that show was really great, like the first 2 seasons. But then it got a lot of homoerotic shit going on, like in season 3. There was a lot of faggotry. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but it's not my cup of tea.
All right.
So I like disassociate myself from all the faggotry.
Okay.
So there was that. What about the one Russian guy with the huge cock that goes through the fucking window and chokes mother's milk? You show them that one. Don't blow their fucking money.
Thank you,
Sam, what are you keeping from us?
Thank you, Jimmy. No, we're not doing the best of the boys right now because
all I know about the boys is I know 2 things. I know the one meme of the guy looking around when everybody's like applauding that everybody uses.
Homelander.
Yeah.
Homelander's
And
great.
I know that a lot of conservatives were upset after the last season because they realized they were being made fun of.
They had just found out.
Right.
Like it had been happening since season 1.
Okay. Those are the 2 things I know about the boys.
It did. They just realized because they were like, no, this is like they hit the nail on the head hard. But yeah, they've been making fun of him since season 1.
Okay. And now I know what Jimmy said.
Yeah.
And I trust Jimmy because he's from Staten Island.
Well, that's a good point. That's what you deal with, huh?
What do you deal with? Or like
he should run for Staten Island Borough president.
I'd vote for Jimmy.
Yeah.
But for Jimmy, none of the yeah, it's just a loud island. It's just a loud.
We're having a good time.
Well, yeah, there's a lot to celebrate, You get to take a boat.
Yeah. Great.
Couldn't be better. Well, yeah. So I felt like this week we experienced a lot. We experienced a lot of and many great clips. I was thinking about all the great clips, and it made me want to just not only get an opportunity to relive them, but to hear what you guys like better than anything else. So I thought, and if this works, maybe we'll do it every week. Now that we're at the end of the week for us, I wanted to find out what everybody's favorite clip of the week was. I know what mine is. And by the way, so I think what we'll do is not only will we play our favorite clips of the week, but all of these clips in their context of us finding out about them for the first time and everything, or whatever we did this week, will be part of the Best of the Week show that airs tomorrow.
Yes.
So that should be fun.
You know what yours is?
I do.
I'm pretty sure I know what yours is.
I think I can't. I didn't feel like I made a huge secret about it, but Mike, what was your favorite clip that we played this week?
There were a lot.
I know. That's why I thought it would be a fun thing to do.
And because it's hard because there are the clips of things happening in real life.
Right.
With the fires and
by the way, technically, guy gets into your urethra and explodes a guy is a clip that we played.
Exploding dick is a clip now.
We played that clip. It's a fictional thing, but it's a clip that we played.
Although I'd rather not re-experience it.
Yeah. Should we play it one more time?
Maybe. But yeah, from our annexation of Panama and Greenland and everything.
I mean, that's true. Maybe it was a great quote from Premier Trump.
Gavin Newscomb letting the fires burn to protect the fish, little fish.
The little fish. What were they called again?
Smelt.
That's right. Yeah.
But I found the subtitle discussion yesterday very poignant.
Okay.
And I've never really watched all of Breaking Bad.
Wow.
So the Breaking Bad voice dub.
Wow. I love that pick.
Did it for me.
You like the Breaking Bad voice dub?
I loved it. I lost it when I when I saw that for the first time.
with Jesse Pinkman shouting at the people in the lab, trying to get them to do exactly as they're told.
Yeah, because I think we'll get plenty of Trump. We'll get plenty of
Lots of opportunity
Los
for that.
Angeles officials making asses out of themselves.
That's right.
That's every day.
That's true too. The Steve Guttenberg and what's your name? That was a good clip too.
Oh,
but
yeah.
That was a great clip. But okay, yeah, let's here again. This was a great example of why you should not watch Squid Game with subtitles. This was Breaking Bad with the Squid Game. I mean, with dubs. This was Breaking Bad with the Squid Game dubs.
Tell this asshole if he wants to learn how to make my product, he's got to do it my way. The right way.
I speak English.
So you understand what asshole means. Now go get me my phenylacetic acid. Asshole!
How long is it gonna take you to get him what he needs?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Several hours at least. I can wait. It gives us time to talk about the state of this lab. Don't you have standards?
Who do you think you are?
I'm the guy your boss brought here to show you how it's done. Now, if you want to keep your job, I suggest you stop whining like a little bitch and do what I say.
It was great. The fake echo that's also added into it to give it a feeling of authenticity.
Now, I hadn't seen the real version of this, so I assume that it accurately captured the emotion of the scene.
Very much so.
Oh, yeah.
You can tell just watching why everybody loves Breaking Bad so much.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I might have to get on the wagon.
Travis, did you
That's
have...
a great clip.
It's a great clip. It wasn't one that I would have thought of, and that's why I like you guys to jump in with these. Travis, did you have a favorite clip of the week?
Yeah, and I think you and I are going to have the same favorite.
I hope so, because I was hoping somebody...
Oh, no.
I was hoping somebody would pick it.
I wonder if we have the same one.
You better have a second place, Troy.
Yeah, you were told to have multiples, and actually you were told to tell me so I could have them ready.
Did he?
No, neither did Mike, but Mike's good that I'm a really good Googler.
I said you could tell Travis. They were both like, nah.
They're like, fuck it.
Okay, pass on that.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna tell you the truth. Thanks for the heads up on this bit. I'm gonna go ahead and
appreciate it.
Play it by ear, if you know what I mean. I'll go ahead and make it up when I get there.
I didn't want to violate the integrity of the ballot.
I do like that.
Okay.
That's fair too.
That's fair.
The reaction is genuine that way.
Yeah. All right. My favorite clip.
Yes. Yes. This is the one I was waiting for. Honestly, if I can be 100% honest, playing this clip again is the only reason I wanted to do this bit. Because I was like, there's got to be a reason to play this clip again. It not only, Travis, am I with you? That it was my favorite clip of the week. Mm-hmm. It might be my favorite clip I've ever seen.
It's so good.
This is from the podcast One-on-One with Mike D, where he's interviewing the OG Tulo. And Tulo decided to bring his firearm with him to the interview in his pocket with no safety. And this is what happened.
You had a different route. You just went back to what you know. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm just showing them the difference between trying to be something that you're not and choices we got in life. Those were your choices. Who shot who? Somebody got shot? I hope. Y'all good? Good? What the fuck? Hey, only on the dirty third one-on-one with Mike D. I thought my nigga shot me.
I mean,
that's my favorite clip of the week.
It's probably the
I
best
loved
thing that's ever happened. Podcasting has finally hit its peak. If we did that, remember when we did that tournament of best podcasts ever, most important podcast? I would have put this one in. I would have insisted.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's my favorite clip.
Oh, and I mean, you got to see the visual if you haven't yet. It's just OG Tulo looking panicked and just staying panicked. Somehow nobody getting hurt.
I mean, his face froze.
He couldn't believe what had just happened. Oh.
Well, Mike D is pontificating about life choices.
That's right.
And Tulo is not paying any attention. He's smoking a blunt and fingering the trigger of a gun that's tucked into his pocket.
That's right.
He really is just fiddling with it, like you might move your keys around.
It can just add such another great layer to the whole thing.
It's like when you get a new pen and you just want to start writing. You don't have anything to write. You just want to write and fidget with it. He's like that, but with his firearm.
And because they're hip hop pants, they're a little bit tight.
Yeah, they are a little tight.
So you kind of got to wiggle your hand into the pocket, which is already filled because it has a firearm.
That's it.
A full-sized firearm.
You got a full-sized gun is in his pocket. Yeah, that was a great pick, Travis. That was a really great pick. So now we know. Tomorrow on Best of the Week, we will get, unfortunately, Troy, we will get the subtitle discussion.
By the way, I got to be honest with you. I was going to be nice and not include that in Best of the Week because, we kind of really shit on Troy and the way they
Well, you have no choice.
I have no choice now.
If you're going to use the clip, I'd like the callers calling in to defend me as well.
We'll see if I have time.
Yeah, and that all depends. I don't know.
I got to put Zach and Miko in there. We'll see if I have time.
And then, of course, this makes it.
This, obviously. Yeah.
Let's see what else makes it. Troy, what was your favorite clip of the week?
Oh, man. I'd probably say, this one definitely, but I would say runner-up would be Steve Gutenberg. Yes.
Okay. Good one.
I mean, him upset he was that people are not leaving their keys in their cars.
And then, but that news anchor going, what's your name? Like having no clue. And then the lack of integrity for him to be like, you're a famous actor, right? I knew you looked familiar. Yeah, we got bigger fish to fry right now, my friend. The city's on fire. I can't do anything for you. I can't get you extra work. Okay, here is Steve Gutenberg with an ignorant KTLA reporter.
Palisades Drive, if anybody has a car and they leave the keys in the car so that we can move your car so that these fire trucks can get up Palisades Drive. Yeah. What's happening is people take their keys with them as if they're in a parking lot. This is not a parking lot. Yeah. We really need people to move their cars. So if you leave your car in Palisades Drive, leave the key in there so a guy like me can move your cars and get them up there so that these fire trucks can get up there. It's really, really important.
Thank you for talking to us live, sir. What's your name?
My name is Steve Gutenberg.
Steve, do you live in this area?
I live in the area. I live right up the hill. And thank goodness everybody back. But I have friends up there right now, and they can't evacuate because it's stuck on Palisades Drive.
Yeah. And you're an actor.
Yeah, I'm an actor.
Okay, there it is. You can see him putting his hand up to his ear to hear it in his earpiece.
Yep.
He's an actor.
You're an actor. Yeah, but what is that? Yeah, I mean, you're a news reporter.
Why someone interrupted me during this interview?
Please move your cars. You're famous. Okay, all right, cool. Yeah. Just this is more about the cars.
Yeah, and you're an actor.
Yeah, I'm an actor.
Okay, now you look familiar. You look familiar to me now.
Yeah.
So, sir, do you have family up there? I was just talking to that gentleman. He has a mom who's stuck up in the hills.
Yeah, there are people stuck up there. So we're trying to clear Palisade Drive, and I'm walking up there as far as I can, moving cars. But people don't take their keys with them as if it's a parking lot. There are families up there. There are pets up there. There are people who really need help.
Steve Gutenberg just being a great guy, and this anchor being like, can you name some of the movies you've been in? Where might we know you from?
You're an actor. Now you're familiar.
Right. I knew I recognized your face. He's like, okay. All right. City's on fire.
Great choice, Troy.
Great choice. Thank you. Great choice. What a week. What a week it's been. Of course, we had the outburst from Nicole yesterday. That's probably my favorite clip. And we got to the bottom of that all on the Satisfying Podcast. That's going up in a couple of minutes on the Satisfying Podcast YouTube channel. You can see the premiere thing, I'm sure, is already up there, hopefully. And the audio is already available on Apple, Spotify, SiriusXM, everywhere you go. If you're in Indianapolis on January 30th, that's a Thursday, I'll be at the Helium Comedy Club. I'm bringing my live Not Sam Wrestling podcast there. There's a ticket link at notsam.com. It's a 5 p.m. show, 5 or 5:30. You can get tickets at notsam.com. That's Thursday, January 30th at the Helium in Indianapolis. It has been a weird week. I very much appreciate all you guys rolling with us. And we're going to roll into next week and continue to figure it out. And thank you guys. We'll see you next week.
Sirius XM Channel 103. Faction Talk.
Hey everybody, it's Conan O'Brien, and guess what? I've got my own channel, Conan O'Brien Radio, here on Sirius XM. Tune in to channel 104 for exclusive interviews with your favorite celebrities, hilarious moments from all my TV shows, showcasing some of the most absurd and hilarious moments from my decades on television, and episodes from Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend podcast and Andy Richter's weekly call-in show. Don't miss out. Conan O'Brien Radio, Channel 104, or anytime on the SiriusXM app.
Hear every game of the NFL playoffs on SiriusXM. The Wild Card Weekend doubleheader kicks off Saturday at 4:30 Eastern with the Texans hosting the Chargers.
Herbert throwing, caught, touchdown!
And at 8 Eastern, the Steelers face the Ravens.
Jackson throws, end zone, caught! Game over!
Find your hometown announcers at SiriusXM.com/NFL schedule or search for your team on the SiriusXM app and hear complete postgame coverage on SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88.
Go. It's official, sports fans. First Things First is a hit.
First Things First is a good mix of analysis and total ridiculousness.
That is unbelievable.
I'm all ears. Nick, Brew, and Wilds are the MVPs of sports shows.
I'm Mahomes, you're Kelsey, and you're Andy Reid.
I kind of want to be Mahomes, or at least Kelsey.
Yeah, I think I'm more Mahomes.
First Things First, weekdays at 3 Eastern on FS1.
Honey, I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
Oh, it's awful, hon.
You know, my brother was saying he got life insurance from Ethos.
I know it's been on our list, but isn't getting life insurance a huge pain? Oh, it's so much paperwork, and you have to go see the doctor. I wouldn't even know where to start.
With Ethos, Dave said it only took 10 minutes, and he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. Plus, it's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house. He was able to choose an amount that worked for his needs, and Ethos made the whole thing so easy and clear.
10 minutes with no medical exam? Ethos, here we come.
Here's to sleeping better at night.
Help protect your loved ones today with Ethos. Life insurance made easy. Visit applyethos.com to apply today. That's applyethos.com.
Sample Rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Are you ready for a franchise as bold as your entrepreneurial spirit? If the answer is yes, it's time for a Noble Chicken franchise. Noble Chicken is a fast casual franchise created by restaurateurs with a 40-year pedigree in delicious chicken. We also have decades of franchise support experience. We serve wings, tenders, chicken sandwiches, and salads, all complemented by a flavor explosion of side items you'd have on a road trip across the U.S. And don't forget the carnival-inspired desserts. What makes us different? It's our bold, unexpected flavors, robust portion sizes, and vintage American design. Our restaurants are fun, and the food is amazing. Single and multi-unit opportunities are available. Locations are 1,400 to 1,800 square feet with an investment starting under $450,000. Right now, we also have an exciting development incentive program. How have you not become a franchisee yet? These are good questions. To learn more, please visit noble-chicken.com. That's noble-chicken.com. Come fly with us.
Please review the franchise disclosure document for more details.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024 by USA Today, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 500,000 happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
SiriusXM Channel 103. Faction Talk.
Here, 866-969-1969 is our phone number. I mean, obviously, we were talking about